The Fast Lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip-hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to plane. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, SI Shawn, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in the Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.
We are in the stream, baby. Oh, man. Good morning.
Factory. It feel good to be back, though. Damn, son.
Yo, it's crazy out here, son.
Over the top, every day, every minute of the hour. And that's the problem, son. They need to slow it down.
Son, they out here booking you.
Yo, I think it's like, highway robbery.
Yo, if you seen the art I put up, got him. Got him. It is one of those. They out here robbing cats with no gun.
Son, it's like this stick up with the paper bag with no pistol inside of it, though. It's like one of those, like, yo, we got you.
Yo,
you scared.
The freaking pipe in your pocket, pause. They like this. Me, I put the gun in your ears.
Yeah.
Damn, son. What's going on, though, man? Shout out to everybody listening, paying attention.
Factory.
You know what it is. Rally Radio. We are in the building.
Yeah.
Happy to be in the building right now. Tell you right now, it was definitely a war trying to get in. But you know what? It's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe from.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's crazy. It's a war for your pockets. And they sticking y'all up left and right. But that's why we here. That's why Rally Radio is here. That's why we in the building. You know how we get down. You know how we bringing it. Shout to the bearded one here.
Let's go, SI Shawn, baby. What's happening?
Let's go. You already know how we get down, man. We in the building, man. We switching cameras. We doing everything right now. But, man, was hustling to get in here as usual. And like I said, it's like, I don't know what it is about Saturday traffic, man.
Yo, something about Saturday traffic, man.
Makes me want to hurt someone. But it was definitely, I seen a couple things going on out there, though. The craziest thing I seen, though, had to be. It was a yellow Caravan with the wood grain. Remember the old Dodge Caravan?
Snap, son, yeah.
Yo, why he was moving it, though? He was moving it. I got to give him, first off, shout to the yellow Caravan with the wood grain doors.
Damn, son. Was it clean at least?
It was not clean.
Oh.
Rust bucket.
Damn.
Yo, you had rust going up the back side of the joint. I was like this. Had a rope holding the, holding the bay door, son.
Yo, son. He said rust going up the side.
Yo, but he was moving it, though.
I believe that, son. I believe it. I be thinking like one bad turn or one bad pothole, that thing's gonna rip apart, son.
And that's exactly what I thought, too. I said, yo, it's coming. I said, it's coming.
That's a fact.
But he was moving it. He got where he had to go. And not only that, I said, you know what? Since he has a caravan, we're going to be a caravan.
That's it, right?
We're going to make sure we follow this guy, kid. And not for nothing, kid. He got me where I needed to be. I was like this. We was in and out the
I ain't
lane.
gonna front. It sounded like he was carving up some road or something.
I mean, he was definitely carving up some road. You know, I had to give him the taillights on the way out. You know what I'm saying? I
sit on the way out.
No mercy. No mercy.
Nah, that's real. That's real.
But, you know, I just found it interesting that, you know, at the end of the day, he doesn't even have a car that can be driven like that. Like, and he was driving it like that.
Yeah, what if on a Lilo, that Caravan with the wood grain side has some work on it?
So that could have really been it could have been for real. He could have.
That's what I'm saying, son. He probably had the crispy Monroe shocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yo. The Monroe shocks.
I'm telling you, some fire joint probably just put them on. He probably fixed the dead axle in the back, so now it's probably stable. Telling you, son.
I tell you what, for a Caravan, he was hustling it.
Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is when you see an old one like that still on, I haven't seen one of those in years.
And he was
Rust
moving.
bucket or not, I haven't seen one in years. So when you see one,
And he was moving it.
Yeah.
And don't forget, yes, we are live on the page. We live on every page. We live on my page. We live on Gutterball Rally. We live on YouTube. Shout to those tuning in from YouTube. We love y'all, man. We love y'all. Shout to everybody tuning in. Shout to SP. He said it was a yellow Caravan wood grain. If I was on that road, I would have gotten out the way myself. You ain't lying, kid.
that's a fact.
Yo, shout to everybody. Good morning to everybody, man. Shout to everybody listening, paying attention. It's the bearded one. SI Shawn in the building. Now we get down. Yes, we are here. And I got to say, like I said, he gets the ultimate shout out, kid. He definitely gets a shout out. Yo, he was moving hard. And he had the, the rusted exhaust sound. He was on it, though. I got to give him his props, kid.
I mean, we say rusted. It sounds like he's just dumping out the exhaust faster. I don't know, son.
Hey, kid,
Might have been exhaust work.
Listen, he might have had an exhaust on there, son, because he was moving.
Damn, son.
He was moving. Shout to everybody listening, pay attention. If you know somebody that owns a yellow Caravan with the wood grain doors with rust going up the back, string hole in the bay door, and still hauling it, tell him Rally Radio salutes him, kid. Word up. That was crazy. But
yeah,
we got so much to talk about today, kid. It's going down today.
Absolutely, 100%.
New York City is out here sticking y'all up. Yo, they sticking people up, kid. $32 million in a month. And we going to get to it. We going to get to it, y'all, because y'all going to, $32 million.
32 million? Like
32 million.
Damn.
Dollars. It's crazy, son. They out here playing catch, son. $32 million. And we're going to get into all of that, man. But
yo, that's craziness, though.
Kid, I'm telling
that's
you.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you.
Bro.
I'm telling you, son. But this is why, man. I'm telling you, it's been a crazy week, man. And we don't normally talk sports, but I kind of wanted to bring this up. This is outside the realm of auto. But I had this conversation with a couple people on my page. Everybody knows, we at Bars and Hoops Radio. One of the things that we like to talk about here is sports. But we talk about outside the lines. And it looks like Draymond Green, I got to talk about this. Draymond Green he knocked out his own teammate in practice.
Damn.
Like, I thought he was cool. And then the video pop up, and it looked crazy.
What, you talking about when he did, like, the jump punch?
Yeah, you saw that? It was like a dragon punch. It was, are you okay? You heard the
son.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Son.
I was thinking about that, too. I'm like, yo, all right, hold on. We out here getting this dough. We out here balling. This is what we about to do. I wonder what he said. Then he probably said something flagrant, though.
But even if he said that, kid, he's 10 years older than him.
Damn.
Jordan Poole is like 23.
Yeah.
Draymond Green is like 32, 33.
You know what it is? Mr. Poole probably was doing him dirty out there.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't take it, huh?
He definitely took it personal.
Of course. He did a jump punch. I haven't seen one of those in a while. I thought I was watching Street Fighter.
You want to laugh. That's kind of what I want to do to these speed cameras. That's why I brought it up. I want to take a jump punch to these speed cameras. It's out of control
right
out
to
here.
the lens.
It's out of control out here. They're getting away with a lot. And like I said, it's $32 million. You got to start wondering, man. Like, so now they talking about they want to put more up.
I mean, at this point, we know it's a stick up. We know it's a hustle at this point, kid, and it's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop.
Why would it, though?
Why would it?
My question is, though, when is enough, though?
It's never enough.
Damn.
We want it all, kid.
Damn.
They want it all, son. And that's why I find it interesting that they're even taking it that route, that they're really, really, really going this hard.
Yo,
but it makes sense.
That's interesting, though.
Who's stopping them?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody.
They have no upper bound. They can do whatever they want. Damn.
Do whatever they want. They could do whatever they want, yo. Shout to everybody listening, paying attention. Shout to SP. Celebrated his birthday last week. That was tremendous, man. Glad to see he's here with us, man. He said he was doing some wrenching, which we all should be doing at this moment because it's about to get cold when it's cold outside. Y'all want to hear my singing voice, man. Cut it out. That's why I do what I do. But you got any shout-outs you want to give, kid?
Man, I just want to shout out to everybody out there that's wrenching like SP. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? People probably getting ready to roll the joints in the garage now as we speak and turn on the show. You know what I'm saying? That's
boy.
what, shout out to those who's doing their thing, kid. Just keep it cool. And another thing, though, when y'all out there on that road, pay attention, yo.
Please.
Pay attention.
Please.
Because it could go left in a hurry. Pay attention.
Please. We got a couple of them that we've seen that, you know, we call it Sucks to Be You challenge. I don't know. It's crazy outside.
Factory.
Definitely crazy outside. But with that being said, man,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to that yellow caravan. I also wanted to give a shout out to everybody in the Gutter Ball Rally group. If you're not in the group, don't forget you can send me the DM, or you can even put your name up here right now.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure we get you in. That's where a lot of the behind the scenes talk and everything goes on. And shout to those guys because there's a lot of things that is brought up, a lot of videos and things that are put up in there, and you be like, wow. Like there's this one where the guy's being sued because somebody crashed his car and killed the guy while they was doing the oil change.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Repeat that, sir?
Yes. They're suing.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting sued because one of the mechanics died while they was changing the oil in his car.
Keep the change, you filthy.
That's how they doing.
Damn.
Yo, telling you. Shout to SP. He said how NYC trying to get people to move back, but they throwing up cameras that make people want to leave. How about the subway system? It's getting even worse. 3 people got stabbed.
I heard about that,
in
son.
one day, son. 2 of them dead. It's crazy out here, son. It's crazy. Make sure you keep yourself gearing. But with that being said, man,
Yo, that's wicked, kid. I ain't gonna lie to you, son.
ain't nothing you can do about it though. That's NYC. It's NYC, kid.
It's NYC like that.
It's NYC, man.
You're
I
right,
hate to
though.
say it, but it is
No,
NYC.
you got a point though. They making $32 million in like 3 days, and people out here starving.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I get it. So I can see why you trying to run around and juke somebody. You don't know what to do.
I'm telling you.
Your city's against you.
Telling you, kid. It's definitely getting crazy out here. It is definitely getting crazy
I
out
gotta
here.
ask though. Was they white, black, Hispanic, brown, green?
They suspects.
Oh, shit.
2 of the guys, one of the guys was black. The guy that got stabbed up on the L.
Man.
And then the other guy, I believe he got stabbed up on the 4 line. He was also he was a black guy, but they didn't catch the person yet because he died.
Damn.
In the midst of, he fought, they took him to the hospital, he died like a couple hours later. Then, shout to Jay, he said, did you see the robbery on the train with the 6 people in green morphin suits? Yeah, they ended up catching them, kid.
Damn.
Come to find out, them 6 girls or 4 girls, whatever, that was in them green suits, they did a TikTok a couple hours before that, super drunk, wearing a green suit, saying their name. So then, a couple hours later, they on the train, knocking Shorty in the head and robbing her. People don't make no sense. But,
Yo, son. Yo, if that was automotive related, that would be the understeer, son.
Oh, no, they still.
Oh.
Just because it ain't automated don't mean they can't get the brick.
Let's go.
What the is you doing?
Damn, son.
But we got a lot of those, man. With that being said, man, you know, we about to get into this. NYC is out here wilding, but y'all know how we get down. We going to be here. We here for y'all.
Yeah,
so if you ain't got no shout-outs,
Nah, I'm good, kid.
I ain't got no shout-outs.
Mm-hmm.
We about to set it off.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you tuned in last week, you already know what it was, man. Give them a little bit of a recap, kid. What you got for them?
Yo, if y'all tuned in last week, and if y'all didn't, man, get ready for this recap, though, because it's about to be good. Yo, I got this one right here. I think it's pretty crazy. Nissan develops interiors that kills viruses. Ooh.
I love stuff like that.
I do, too, though, but you're going to pay the premium, baby.
The premium package. Give me your money.
Telling you, son. Yo, you want to be flu-free, COVID-free? Come on down to Nissan, man. Pay this premium, baby. I'm telling you, kid. I already see the commercial now.
Yeah, they definitely gonna take you to the cleaners. Ain't no way about.
They definitely take you to the cleaners.
They gonna take you to
Yo. Yo, they gonna take you to the cleaners and not even get you cleaned though. That's the craziest part.
Right,
son.
still coming out dirty, but it is what it is,
So,
right?
I gotta ask you, you think this is gonna be in the new Z?
You know what? You don't know. It might be. It just might be.
It probably gonna come with the automatic package though.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's how they gonna get people to buy that joint, son.
Yo, and that's when it's probably gonna be standard though. I'm trying to tell you.
They're gonna be like, yo, we gonna make sure they put it in the automatic Z.
Damn, son.
Make them buy it.
Telling you, son.
That's just the beginning, though, son. Shout to everybody listening, paying
is.
attention. Don't forget. Yo, what's going on, kid? You know how we get down. He says, yo, shout to Jay. He says, still trying to figure out how it was that Nissan made an interior to be immune from COVID, but can't develop a transmission that won't blow up in 40,000 miles. Boy!
I mean, it makes sense, though.
That was funny.
It makes sense, though. Their direction's in a different place. Their energy's in a different place.
That's a fact.
Come on.
That's a fact.
That's it.
That's a fact. What's rolling? Shout to everybody listening, paying attention. I see all the numbers, everybody tuning in. Thank you. I know it's early on the Saturday, but y'all come see the beard and one in SI Shawn.
Let's
Y'all
go.
know how we get down here. But, so what else you got for us, kid?
Got another one that's pretty interesting here. Y'all gonna like this. Y'all can definitely. Oh, you may like it. I think it's pretty interesting. So, our owner loses his McLaren P1 alongside
The Ghost.
the Ghost.
Kid. Are you, now,
Thank God the Ghost is gone. You know what I'm saying? But that P1, that one hurt it. I go front. After the show last week, I was at home. I was thinking like, damn. So imagine you go outside, you realize your dream's just floating away. Something then lands on top of a Honda Accord.
And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you. Oh, I mean, you could have did something. I probably would have just, kid, it'd have been
son,
Baywatch out
telling
there.
you, son. I'm telling you.
I'd have ran out there like.
Yo, son, I would have called, fam. I would have called Free Willy. He would have had to come out there and go get that with me.
Something
on his
son.
back, son.
Something would have had to happen, son. I'm telling you, I probably would have just dived right in.
I'm telling you, son. There's no way I would have sat there on the curb and my dreams just free floating out there. I'm telling you, son. I would have grabbed that anchor from the inside and just roped it. And got it back. Or I would have got the chopper from somewhere, son, and lifted it out.
Yo, but you want to
telling
laugh. You want to laugh. Shout to everybody listening, paying attention.
Yeah.
Said, watch with my pre-car work coffee. There's only one person I think that would be, because that has to be Mark Draco. Yo, Draco been putting in work. And today we're going to talk about your level of petrol head. That's our question for the day. What level of petrol head are you? And there's levels to it.
Absolutely. And don't be ashamed neither, though. Don't be ashamed, man.
Factory.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't be in here like, nah, I don't do. Listen, it's okay, whatever it is, man.
It's fine, son. It's
You know,
fine, kid.
If you never took out a motor, that's cool.
That's cool. If you just a standing wiper blade changer, that's cool
You
too.
said standard white, get him out of here. This right, listen, bro.
I'm just saying that's all right though. That's
Listen,
fine,
bro.
That's fine. You down to get your hands dirty? That's cool.
Break
you know what I'm saying?
level, I ain't got no choice. Yo,
That's real.
Yo, but with that being said, what else you got for us? What's
I got
another part of that
good one.
recap?
I got another one out here, man. That's pretty good. Kia recalls. Are we surprised at this point? You know, Kia out here recalling some more for this tow hook that catches on fire.
Oh boy,
Come on, son.
there's a tow hook that's catching on fire.
I'm lost. So it's like, cause like the bid one said, sometimes you can hook up, like extra brake lights and things like that to the tow hook and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whatever like that. But my problem is that they said that's like the circuit board catching on fire.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
They said
son.
the water gets to it and then that's it. And does it? And that seems like it's regular.
Yo, but I gotta ask though. If anybody out there can help me out with this question, man, I need to know. So it's like, you think after they done assembling these cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think they put them all through the test, or they do like a batch and like this? All right, they good. Do you think they do a second or third inspection before they bounce?
What you mean?
Like to go over the V's, put them through certain tests. All right, you know what?
Nah, I
We always
think
got problems over here with water, so let's put it through a water test, like stuff like that.
honest opinion, I don't think they do that.
All right, so forget about the water test. You don't even think they do like another once over on the joint before
No.
they bounce? What?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess that would be time consuming, but I would think they would pay people to do that though.
And you know what? A lot of these things don't arise until when? Until like it's been some time. You know what I mean?
That is true though, but I feel like that's like an interesting situation though, because how you got the tow hook that could catch on fire if water get in it though?
It's true.
Like, I don't know, man. I find it interesting because it's like, yo, what kind of seal you using right there? What type of what's going on right there, son?
But you know that's the thing, kid, and that's why these EV cars, you gotta go. Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, B.
You gotta start to wonder, like, yo, wait a minute, kid. Like, are we really using this? And it's like, it's a good chance. And we're gonna talk about that later on today too.
That's a fact. I got another good one too though out here, man. Yo, German Tesla facility catches on wildfire with nothing but cardboard, quote unquote cardboard and plastic out there. It burned for what, 4 hours?
4?
It's something about Tesla in 4 hours. If you ask me, catching on fire, it's something about them, son. They had another instance. It was burned for 4 hours and it took 30,000 gallons of water to put out.
30 bandos.
Damn.
But this is what, again, Again.
Damn, son.
Again, they risking it.
I'm telling you, so it couldn't have been regular cardboard and plastic. There's no way.
Nah, hell no. It was something in there.
Nitroglycerin or something.
Nitro. Not only that, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, it was how much? It was like 800 cubic feet or
Yeah,
something.
son,
like
it was ridiculous.
What you doing with all that trash, God?
You
got cars back there,
trash.
too? That vegan leather?
That keloid leather you got, kid.
Keloid leather you got over there. Yo, if anybody own a Tesla, call up here, man.
See, you know what? I ain't mean to cut you off, man. I'm a little upset, man. I know people out there listening on Teslas.
Right.
Call up. It's okay.
Call up, man.
Better yet, come on by. We want to review it and see what's really going on. Because I need to understand, like, for real, I've been thinking about this, is what draws people to it.
It's a fact.
Do they want to be different and cool on the street? Are they in love with that instantaneous talk I hear so much about?
Yeah, whatever. You know what? I was driving today in the BMW XI, whatever, the little BMW 4-door clown car.
Oh.
Voltron's foot. Yo, you had the nerve to, like, hit the guy. I was like, you better stop it before you don't get home. You think they ain't cut your range? I saw you.
You said you think they ain't cut your range.
I saw you. Cut it out.
Yo, I tell you one thing, man. I'm so not thrilled about these things. Just because the share on how unsafe these things are is ridiculous, if you ask me.
Well, you know what? You got to say, too, at the end of the day, it's like, what are they really doing? Like I said, but that's a whole nother thing. We're going to get into this, man. Gonna get in. You got anything else you want to hit him with for the recap?
Let me see what else I got here for y'all, man, because I know y'all probably geeking on the other side of this thing right here. All right, last one. Nismo arriving in 2023 with a Nismo addition to the Z.
I love it.
I mean,
I love it. Today,
Today.
you're going to love the 400Z. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's going to be, the things that they've been coming across is crazy. Mm-hmm. Straight up and down. When we get into it, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good. You ready to rock?
Let's go.
All right, with that being said, y'all ready for this? Here we go.
Weekly Specs. Auto news for all the listeners, only on Rally Radio.
All right, we are in the building. Auto news for all the listeners, only on Rally Radio. So, with our weekly specs today, the first thing we're going to talk about, GMC Hummer breaks down in traffic.
What you mean?
The brand new,
brand broke.
brand new GMC Hummer EV.
Damn.
Are y'all ready for this? Broke down in regular traffic today. Listen to this. A man was left stranded in the middle of the road after his brand new Hummer electric truck died. Roman Micah, he gets the understeer.
It's the understeer.
Understeer Roman Micah, who maintains the website Fastlane Truck, shared a General Motors Hummer electric vehicle that he bought for $115,000 completely shut down with only the windshield wipers and hazard lights working.
Damn,
Oh, boy. Well, looks like you get what you pay for there. Micah was on a busy highway when he found himself stranded with the 9,400-pound Hummer EV that had less than 250 miles on it. Yeah. Wow. The truck was giving Micah error codes saying the steering rack needed servicing in addition to a code for the tire pressure sensor. I'm very unhappy. I have a brand new Hummer in traffic, and the truck has taken a complete dump.
Damn, son.
I would like to say I'm shocked, but I'm not.
I mean, I think it's hard to be shocked in this sense because I feel like when they was developing this, it still was a rush job, if you ask me.
We know that.
It's a rush job, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if it is to happen, it's like, you should have known. And how we say it all, it's not really wise to get the first batch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he actually gets the understeer for that one.
It's the understeer.
What up?
But we gotta ask what you was thinking, son.
Honestly, what was you... See, this is another case of, I gotta be the coolest one on the block.
Well, obviously, he's never been.
That's what I'm saying. So now, when he come back to the block, his neighbors will be like, yo, what happened?
What happened to that new car, son?
Yo, what happened to that new Hummer, fam?
What happened to that new car?
Damn.
Yo, it's still on the highway, 9,400 pounds. They couldn't even tow it. They had to bring the heavy-duty.
Son, the heavy-duty bus joint out there for that. Son. Yo, that joint is 9,400 pounds?
9,400 pounds. That's a death trap.
And that's my thing. So how we don't think about it like, all right, man, people talking about going fast is a problem. You don't have to go fast in this.
No.
You could literally be rolling off an idle.
Shout to Jay. He said he's down horrendous. he's down horrendously. He's gonna need a tow from Superman.
Damn, son.
That's a fact.
I'm telling you, so you know those big tow trucks that be pulling the MTA buses and all
Yeah,
that.
you need that.
Yeah.
9,400 pounds? You can't get that with a regular tow. Yo, can that get on a flatbed? I think the max on the flatbed is 10,000 pounds.
It probably is. I would think so.
Wow.
I would think so.
Wow. He said, Tommy then searched the owner's manual and found a small cable release to open the front trunk and reset the vehicle system. Wow. He said Micah's son Tommy came to help him and a tow truck arrived. They discovered that the Hummer would not switch into tow mode. Holy. So the Hummer wouldn't even switch into tow mode. It has to be in tow mode
to move. That's what I'm saying. Cause wait, that's how you know that thing is ridiculously heavy, son.
It's the understeer.
Yo.
Get a break.
Son.
Wait a minute. You had to switch it into tow mode, and it wouldn't do it, so it rendered the car immobile. It wouldn't even roll. Oh, my.
Yo, it's a reason why they won't let it roll, kid.
There's a reason, because if it rolls away, it's 9,400 pounds. That thing would kill somebody.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. At an idle speed of Mercury.
So then he says Tommy, who was Micah's son, actually did something Micah should have did and picked up the owner's manual. Mm-hmm. He gets the real brick.
It's the understeer.
I'm sorry,
this
man.
This is a classic case. If you ask me, this is a classic case of a newbie going out there to buy something they ain't got no business buying, son. His wife probably say, "Go on, man, go buy that thing. You annoying me, right?" I'm telling you, so it's a classic case.
Full brick, son. Full brick. He was like this.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the understeer.
What are you doing?
Yo, he walked in the spot full plank, son. I'm telling you, son. He planked through the door with it. I'm telling you, son. This is bad, kid.
Yo, son, shout out to Jay. He said, a guy in the yellow H2 is going by thinking, man, y'all need to be more practical. I just don't get it. So his son opened up the owner's manual and found a small cable release to open the front trunk and reset the vehicle system. As the Hummer's computer rebooted, it gave commands to hold the brake and cycle the windows open and closed. What? Putting all the windows down, holding the brakes for 20 seconds, and then it resets. But eventually, after enough trying, we got the truck out of park and actually into drive, where we were able to pull it off to the side of the road. Oh, my goodness.
Still couldn't tow it because it's not going into tow mode. That's ridiculous.
Shout to Facebook user. We got to get the name. It says, Teslas have to be put into tow mode. It breaks down. Otherwise, they will not move. Are you kidding me? I did not know that. Thank you for that tidbit of information.
Absolutely. I'm trying to figure out, right? Yo, what kind of hold is on it, you think?
I don't know, but if it locks the wheels, it just slides.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, imagine if they had to come repo your car. And they can't move it because it's not in tow mode. They're going to break it.
Yeah, further break it.
And we're not even talking about repo. What if you just got tickets and they towing your car? They'll break your car up.
Damn.
Think about that. The only reason, I remember one time I seen them jack up a Lexus LS430. He happened to have his emergency brake on. Mm-hmm. Yo, they yanked it out of the parking space. And after they yanked it out the parking space, they dragged it down the block until the wheels started rolling. It squealed. It squealed the whole time. It's like, pow! And then the wheel just started rolling, kid.
No way.
My God. Yo, and I was like this. Yo, they don't care. They don't care, son. They don't care, son.
Yo.
They don't care, son.
He said you have realized they don't care, son.
They don't care, son. So if you think they're going to care about this thing being in tow mode, yo, get the ECU truck out here.
Yo, you know what's killing me though? Because after they break it, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah. Because then they be like, yo, we didn't break it. Straight lying to you, like.
Keep that shit.
Yo, it was like that when we found it.
Yo, your car was rolling away before that. They gotta be kidding me, son.
Yo, I'm over here like I'm really flabbergasted because this thing has to be in tow mode in order to get towed away, son.
So now Micah seems to be on the side of like, this is a safety issue and they need to fix this because it's only 1,000 Hummers running around. You've got to figure that the software is probably going to go into the Silverado EV. We're talking hundreds of thousands of trucks that are bricks. He's mad right now.
He should be mad. Should be mad at himself for
What
the
did he
move.
walk past for $115,000? I ask you again.
And that's what I think about, man. What? First off, if he went to GM, that's kind of was a technical anyway. Number one.
And we're gonna talk about that too, because GM is in hot water right now.
Of course they ain't hot water. Huh?
GM is in hot water. But I just gotta say this. To me, this is a prime example of us not being ready. This is a prime example of us not being ready. And hear me out on this one.
Gotta hear you.
What I mean is, right, when you're dealing with this EV thing now, you're going to have to rethink what you know about cars. And what did he think that he knew? One, he thought that, well, if the thing shut off and all I have is batteries and lights, I should be able to have it towed. No.
Yeah.
I should be able to push it to the side. No.
Absolutely not.
Now you got to rethink everything you know about cars that you've been dealing with for the past 50, 60 years. And this is what I mean. You can't, this is not going to be a situation where you could deal with this the same way you deal with a regular car.
You can't. So here's the thing about it too. Even if you get the accessories on and the ignition on, you can't even drop it to neutral.
Right.
You can't do none of that, son.
It said, yo, it's not in tow mode. It stayed in park.
What?
You had to drop the windows. And you had to recycle the windows and then hold the parking brake
You had to do a
for
circus
20
act, son.
seconds.
You had to do a circus act in order to do that.
As soon as he did, you just heard the clown music like dun, 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 dun. You looking like a bozo.
Yo, but you're right though, 100%, son. You gotta relearn everything you learned about vehicles, kid.
So as much as we think that the world is not ready,
Damn.
we as people are not ready.
Nah,
You
I feel
have
not,
people who are still driving who don't know how to turn on a computer. And you want to put them behind an EV car that is solely based on software that would get fed up immediately the minute something like that happens.
Absolutely.
The minute something happens software-wise with this car, I don't want nothing to do with it.
That's what I'm saying. And then, a Facebook user, we're gonna get your name, just told us about that Tesla. Like, it does the same thing.
So now, right,
son.
how many times have you been at your job and you dealing with an employee who's in their golden years? And you're trying to explain to them, listen, all you got to do is go into settings, look at this, look at that, and they looking at you like, I don't know.
Fam, I can't do it.
And it's not their fault. Because it's not their fault. They older, and it's supposed to be easier the older you get. And now you putting them in the car where they really don't understand what's going on.
Nah, kid.
Because what you thought you knew about cars is not what it is.
Nah, not
That
with
is
this one.
not a regular car. It's an EV car.
Son, that joint is like if you ask me, it's like an extraterrestrial.
He said, yo, you got to do the Konami code up, down, left, right, BABA, select, start.
You gotta do that about 3 times though. So I'm telling you, kid, like, yo,
and that's
man.
what I'm saying. I feel sorry. Like, you got to keep that in mind. When we transferring over, like we talking about, the young people going to buy the cars. But they can't afford them. They just said that the EV payments done past $1,000.
Yo, so said the young people gonna cop it. How?
How, Sway?
How?
You don't got the answers, Sway. I don't get it.
They gonna cop them. Oh, the older people gonna cop them, but they can't operate them.
Right. They can't operate.
Yo, doesn't even have enough nerve to look in the owner's manual.
Right. He
Come
didn't even
on,
pick
son.
up the book. Yo, Tommy was like, Dad, there's an owner's manual.
He's probably like, yo, Dad, you bugging. Look.
He was
Hit
like
the
this.
lever.
He was like, yo, leave me alone right now, son. Just answer the question.
Get the thing to start, Tommy.
Can you start the damn thing, Tommy?
See, this bothers me. Just imagine, son, you on a road trip.
Yo, shout the SP. He said that Konami code to get you 30.
Yeah.
Get you 30 out there, son. He said get you an extra 30 on your charge. That's hilarious.
Son,
But you know what's funny, though?
What's that?
In the midst of that, we talking about GM bricking. GM has been hit with a $102 million class action, $102.6 million verdict in a class action piston ring lawsuit. GM is under fire, kid.
Shit.
GM is under fire. A federal jury concluded GM sold 5.3-liter V8 engines with excessive oil consumption, leading to premature failure.
Man.
And you know when they do this, they're saying that they probably knew about it and sold it anyway. Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
General Motors was hit with a massive $102.6 million verdict on Tuesday after a federal judge ruled it allegedly sold engines with faulty piston rings to customers, leading to excessive oil consumption and premature engine wear. DeCello Levitt, the trial firm that represented all 38,000 of the class action suit, said in a statement released Wednesday, GM knowingly sold vehicles with defective piston rings and did not do enough to remedy the issue, despite learning of the problem early on. In 2010, GM recommended to its dealers that they clean the pistons of the affected vehicles, which proved ineffective. The company changed minor parts of the engine's design in 2011, though those changes did not fix the issue. The engine was eventually discontinued after the 2014 model year. In this case, the trucks and SUVs affected were all equipped with the company's Generation 4 Vortec 5300 LC9 5.3-liter V8. The verdict means each of the class members will be awarded $2,700 in compensation.
Give me your fucking money!
I love that.
You know what that bothers me, though? It's like, yo, you do anything to get the dollar, though. Like, bid on, we know this is bad. This may come back and haunt us in a minute. I don't care, son, let's do it. Damn.
They looking at it, well, how much money we gonna make?
See, that's what I'm saying, though.
We're gonna make a lot of bread first, and then we'll give them the bread back. Look, if you're gonna make $100 million, but if they sue them for 100, but they made $1 billion, it was worth it, right?
I hear that, though, but now GM is like, all right, hold on, what are they selling me now? So now the integrity is up now.
I feel like this. At the end of the day, right? GM has had a lot of issues with their engines, and a lot of their engine builds and everything is come into question. Shout to Phil for that one, right? Now we looking at the Cadillac Blackwing. They tested it on Car and Driver and shot a rod through the block.
Son, yo, first off, there may be a little, you know what I'm saying, vehicular treason going on right here, because it's the truth.
It's a fact. And we really don't do that.
They took their most doubted vehicle they have, right?
Yes.
They put it through a tiny test of a couple laps, you know what I'm saying, a couple free revs, and a blue piston through the
And look,
what?
And shout to Jay. He said this is from their classic V8s. What's gonna happen with the new Z06 C8 engines? Who knows? And now they got you revving it to who be knows damn. It's revving at 7,500 RPM, son.
Yo, I'm telling you, son.
Ooh.
Yo, once you start, I have realized, I have learned like with vehicles and stuff like that. Once you start going into those unknown numbers, son, Lord knows what's gonna happen up there, son.
I'll tell you the truth. Even with my Type R, it's like I'll be nervous after 55, 6. Like, and I know, and I'm not saying that the Honda can't take it. We all know that it's built for that. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you can't stay up there.
Cause it's like unknown. It's like unknown territory.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
It's not that it's unknown. It's like how much wear are we talking?
But that's what I mean. At that point, you got to live up there. You have to go up there often. You know what I'm saying, to get the engine. Because, you know, like you said, what happened?
Shout to Phil. He said the Z06 revs to 8,700. I wouldn't rev it past 4,700.
Nah,
like, I mean, if you, and not for nothing, they want you to believe in this built motor. And then they're going to turn around and go EV and tell you we can't fix it. Oh, boy. And that's not even a half because we got more coming up. Y'all ready for that?
I'm telling you, kid.
It looks like it has been confirmed that Corvette will be coming out with this E-Ray. It is confirmed.
Damn.
We're going to have to turn the music off for that one because.
Wait, are you serious?
I mean, Corvette, E-Ray, Dodge Challenger's gone. I mean, like, Charger's gone, V8 gone. I mean, like, this thing is disappearing right in front of us.
I still feel like they jumping the gun a little bit early.
So does Toyota's boss.
Telling you, son.
And we could get into that a little bit. Looks like Toyota's the only one with Cajunes. He's the only one.
Only one out there doing their push-ups. Let's go.
Only one out there standing up. Toyota boss Akio Toyoda doesn't like the USA's EV goals. It's no secret that Toyota has been lagging behind the rest of the automotive industry regarding changeover to EVs. I wouldn't say that. Most manufacturers have already set a target for full electrification, though it's worth pointing out that Akio Toyoda, does not believe in widespread EV adoption. And I think he's right. And one of the reasons he doesn't agree with it because he says that it's going to be a wear on the grid and the lack of adequate charging infrastructure as the many stumbling blocks. And we already talked about people who don't know how to operate them. We talked about what happens in the middle of a storm because we got more for you there too.
Factory.
What do you like? Why would we want to go full EV? I would always say plug-in hybrid because when the electric goes, you still got gas to get you out of a bad situation. But when you full EV and this thing lock up and it don't work, you bricking right there, right?
And you know, my biggest thing is, you remember how people probably forgot about this so soon. People were stealing the charging cables from the Teslas, kid.
They forgot about that.
So what you think is gonna happen, son? Like, this is what I mean. Like, yo,
it's what they want, man.
But it's like how we said, man. We feel like they invested too much into it to back out, and that's the problem, son.
They did.
Like, they didn't even run it by us. They was like, you know what? We about to do what we want. How? What is the people saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, we failing to realize, like, us as the consumers, that we have control over this.
Right.
Little do we know.
Right.
And that's the problem, son. But Toyota understands it.
You're right.
I'm telling you, son. World's best Supra. It's crazy.
Yo, get him out of here. Get him out. Phil, I know you heard that.
Yo, Phil.
I know you heard that, Phil.
I'm telling you though, man. But I don't. Like I said, man, they moving too fast with this EV thing, man. We've been calling.
They definitely moving way too quick.
We've been called that one, son. It's like they had wild prototypes over there that was nowhere near done, and they just letting them wild.
Shout out to the Facebook user. He said another reason they don't believe in EV is because Japan is moving more towards natural gas, and they are. Hydrogen fuels. They're looking at different types of fuels. Because they realize that all they need is there's a good chance you won't be able to get electric like that in case of a big emergency.
On top of that, remember how we said they got all them mines over there, and they need a bunch of stuff to get over there.
Shout to Marlon. That was our resident Toyota guy. He heard that comment you said.
Yeah, man, he know it's true. That's why he out there. He know Marlon know what's going on. He know.
I will say this though. At the end of the day, I applaud him because he's the only one that seemed to have enough to stand up and say this is not going to work.
And you know what's so crazy? A lot of CEOs of these manufacturers probably feel the same way.
But they won't say it.
They're not going to say nothing. They scared. They ain't standing upright. They slouching over, you know what I'm saying?
Sit down when they piss. All right, we're going to stop. I'm going to stop. That was not
a family
cool.
show.
This is a family show. I did not mean that. I didn't mean that.
Yo, let's go.
Yo, so I mean, you just got to look at it and you got to start to wonder, man.
See, and this is what drives me more to Toyota, like, cause when Toyota comes out and say this, it shows me that he's understanding.
Right.
I'm telling you, man.
He said it. He said a couple things, and I just thought that he was right. He said he was responding to recent legislation from the state of California, the state of New York. They want 50% EV sales by 2030. He says, realistically speaking, it seems rather difficult to really achieve these goals. Toyota said during a roundtable interview with Reuters, but just like the fully autonomous cars that we were all supposed to be driving by now, BEVs are just going to take longer to become mainstream than the media would like us to believe. And he's like, it's just not going to happen as fast as you think. And he starts to talk about all different kind of things. There's alternative fuel sources, other things we could do, but they want to go full electric. And I think that is going to be a problem.
It's definitely a recipe for disaster, kid, because just look at the things that's happening now.
Right.
We can't even get the cell phone stop freezing every now and again, but you want to jump in a full 6,000-7,000 pound vehicles?
Right.
Come on.
And you can't even move it.
Oh, man, son. You couldn't move if you wanted to.
Shout to Jay.
Come on.
He said, also, it's been pretty proven that the EVs do not work well in cold weather. All of these Swedish and Nordic countries have had the main complaint with these days barely hold the charge, or people just can't even get into the car. And that's a fact. Not for nothing, this is what Minnesota's holding on to right now. They're like, yo, it gets too cold up here to be charging the car. So you charging it, you drive it off, it dies. And they're going to look at you and say, well,
factory.
Pay that $8.95 for the extra charge. Word. You think they not? Yo, I'm telling you, I love the way that he said it's not realistic, and he is speaking from a platform of we are the most sellingest car brand out here. They sold the most cars, right?
Yeah.
They have the most cars on the road. The Camry was their bread and butter, so it's like you got to really look at, and they have. When you think about it, Toyota has numerous legends.
Yeah,
that are still on the road.
That's a fact.
So if anybody knows about reliability, it would be
and that's what I'm saying. So
Akio.
when you got Toyota out there, you gotta maybe you should listen. I don't know. Maybe you should. It'd probably be wise.
I just feel like they don't care. They don't care. And let me tell you, that kind of leadership is what got us in all kind of different things. I don't think that politics should be involved in this.
It shouldn't be, but it is though. It is though. I'm telling you, man. Once politics start getting involved, man, the whole party change after that, son. That's like,
right.
Damn, like.
Shout to Phil. He said EVs, they need to run a heat pump to keep, and that heat pump drains the batteries and it kills the range. Anything you do with that car, you dump the gas, that Tesla be like 85%. Like what?
And then you know what kills me the most is
we got a caller.
Okay.
Rally Radio, who we got in the box?
Yo, it's Big J in the building.
Yo, Jay, what it is,
What's
kid?
going on,
What's
kid?
popping with you?
Not much, guys. Not much. Just wanted to check in, see how y'all doing.
Yo, Jay, we out here. It's
Appreciate
looking
it.
crazy out here, man. It's a couple
100%,
things.
100%.
One. Speed cameras out here, they made $32 million in a month on speed cameras. $32 million.
Yo, listen, we all know it was a scam. From the very beginning, it was a scam. But the only reason why they needed, the main reason why they needed it was because they know it's expensive to maintain those things. It's just not realistic to keep them on 24/7. But they know for a fact that by keeping them on nonstop, they could, it kind of pays for itself.
I will say this: if they made $32 million in a month and it's 12 months in a year, SI, get your calculator out. $32 million in a month and it's 12 months in a year.
32 and it's man.
And if you think that, and Jade, I think the sad part about it is that they're gonna, if they stop making less than that, they're just gonna double the ticket price.
That's a fact, yo. That's 384.
How much?
Million.
How much?
384 in a year.
384 million a year. Jay, what did we first say that they said they was investing into this?
900.
They were like, first thing first, they were basically saying that this was like purely about safety, and we all know that was a lie.
But wait though, this is what I mean. Like you say all the time, if they really cared about safety, it'd be speed bumps everywhere.
That's a fact.
It'd be speed bumps.
A speed bump will slow you down.
It's gonna slow you down, son.
But it doesn't make money.
If right,
don't make no Gouda. You ain't gonna get no Gouda if you got the speed bump. So guess what? Next best thing, cameras all day.
If you ever hit a speed bump, Dukes of Hazzard style, son, that make you get out your car and look at life like,
No, listen, you look at your car looks back at you like, oh, really? This is what we doing, huh?
For real. So, we just hopping over curbs. That's it, yo.
I hit a speed bump one time in my Infiniti, in my M35, man. I know I went airborne. I did not, you know when they first put it down and they don't put the warning?
Yes, sir. It looked like the road.
Yo, son, I was airborne. It was like, boo, boo.
Son.
You felt
my biggest fear with that. My biggest fear with that is that, if you do that by accident, you end up like just breaking all your tie rods at the same time.
Yeah, son.
Like, that has always been my biggest fear.
I'm telling you, man, but if it's about safety, that's the way to go, kid. I'm telling you.
So give us an update, Jay. What's going on with you, bro?
Not much, man. Just, sitting here rolling through the motions and whatnot. And I'm listening to you guys talk about all the stuff with GM.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's GM. I mean, I'm not shocked by this. But, I mean,
crazy,
but it's just crazy because then it's like, wait, so if it's their 5.3s, what about their LS1s? Or this is the LS lineup. Is it just as bad?
Say it again. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Like, is it just as bad? Because I know with the LS, a lot of it is their floating valve issues. So, did they know about this and still sold it?
Yes,
of course.
They said they knew the piston rings were crap and they sold them anyway.
Damn, son.
Right. So then it comes to that point where it's like, okay, what makes you think you guys won't get sued for that next? You know what I mean?
Well, what's crazy is you got now to look at what those motors normally came in. Look like they was normally in them Tahoes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of those Tahoes were government issued vehicles from like back in the day. Actually, I think they still are nowadays. I think too.
Don't be on the run with the president in your car, kid. And that joint just conk out.
Yo, how wild is that? Yo, the president's on the side of the road with a broken piston ring.
Oh, boy. I just find it interesting. You know why, Jay? Because it's like, how do you, like you said, like customer loyalty. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Brand loyalty. People buy things because they're loyal to a brand, right?
That they think is taking care of.
Right. That they think is doing the right thing by them. So when you see a car company not doing that, how do you bring it up? Like one of the reasons I bought the Type R is because I believe in Honda.
Right. Well, they've always been known for like reliability, but you consider that almost 9,000 RPM.
I could, and you know what? I was just saying that even though I could, I don't stay up there.
Yeah.
But it's just the boldness of it. You know what I mean?
Right. It's the idea of knowing that you have that option to do that, which is great. And it is true though, because like even when I had like my rotary, it's the fact of, oh, you can rev it to 9,000. I'm like, I could. I'm not going to, just because you never know what's going to happen.
Right. Next thing you know, you got a blown motor in your hands. Like, how long can it take that?
Exactly.
And that's what they say,
and that's the thing. And that's the thing too. Like all that heat expansion, it's not good for the long run, but it is good for what it is.
Right.
But that's what they say. You can hang out up there briefly and come down. You know what I'm saying? It's not a party.
Right.
You shouldn't be partying up there.
Nah, it's not a party.
Nah, kid.
Right.
That is not a party.
But yeah, to go into the other thing with that, oh God, that EV truck, Jesus Christ, like,
come on,
like
in traffic.
Like, so here's my question: if this is the case, what does that towing bill look like?
Damn, son.
Telling you,
who gets that
because,
bill, by the way?
You need something that tows buses to basically tow that off the road, and that's not coming cheap.
Nah, no way.
Listen. AAA make you pay for that one even with your membership.
Nah, that's a fact.
Nah, fam, we don't just come get those.
You might have to.
That's special.
We don't just come get those.
Kid. That's ridiculous.
And that's honestly, I think that's going to be the whole entire thing in the future where, you got things for the fact that that guy had that issue. Now, how do you go to the warranty company and explain, because I'm assuming it's like a third-party warranty. So how do you explain that to the company and now like come out of pocket for this?
Right. Well, you mess around, you got to pay.
And it's going to be crazy. Let's say your insurance, do the towing thing for you too. And they come out there with a small tow truck like, damn. They going to make you pay for that, son.
Yo, not only that, son, they like, yo, we'll be back. Now you out there for another couple hours.
Yo, that's a fact, son.
Man, shout to Draco. He said the name
is going to have to be continued on your status.
Yo, some Batman. Will they make it back in time to tow this 9,400 pound of brick out of here? Tune in next week.
I'm telling you, son.
It's ridiculous.
There's a whole ass building that you got to tow.
That's crazy, kid. I ain't gonna lie.
So how's it?
And then you got to tip them.
Word. And that's another thing. It's like now you got to turn around and how are you going to get it there to get fixed? Like you can't fix that in your driveway.
Nah, son.
That has to go back to the dealership.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
How's the Lex treating you, kid?
Oh, it's good, man. Yo, actually, it's funny enough. I put a new system in it yesterday, so now I finally got beats to listen to while driving.
Yo, I saw that. I was like, I said, you know what? That's like a lost art.
What's that?
Having a system installed in your car. And I don't mean nothing crazy.
Really
Go ahead. What you say, Jay?
Oh no, I was agreeing. I was saying, yeah, it really is.
It's like lost. It's like you don't see guys like. I remember like when I was coming up, and like I said, when I wanted the CRX, I was like, what am I putting it back?
Yeah.
I was gonna go with 2 10s. That would have been knocking dumb hard.
That would have been ridiculous. I'd be thinking an 8 sub would be nice for a car that size. I think that would have been justice. But Jay, I gotta ask you. You did the interior speakers, or you did a whole box and everything, the whole deal in the back with the amps?
I did everything.
Oh, so you got amps and all that?
Amps, the box in the trunk. I got what's called speakers in the doors. I don't know. I did everything.
Damn, he said speakers in the Jay. Damn. I hear that. You know what, Nadas, you got me thinking about it. The Type R has one subwoofer that comes with the car, and it's buried in the side of the thing. And that car's not made for music, though. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. But that Type, my CRX, though, I'm going to get some tunes.
Are you getting some music in there? I hear that, son.
Well, you know, and that's the thing, too. It is like you said, it is a lost art because, you know, we're focused on power, weight reduction, tire, suspension. Yo. But then you forget, by the end of the day, you still got to drive this car in the street.
You got to be able to park it.
I mean, I'd be more concerned about my eardrums. I'm just saying.
Nah, kids, you crazy?
I need to hear, fam. What you talking about?
Kid, I hear every day. Meanwhile, I'm turning the music up on the radio station, like, turn it up loud. Nah, but shout to Marlon. He said, having a system in your car is a lost art unless you from DR. Because you know when you go to the car meets, they be having straight house speakers on top of their car.
Nah, they do.
No. You'll see a CRV with like 22 12-inch subs being like, oh, no, I built this at home. Like, bro, I can hear this from the bridge.
Like, what are you using to power this? They got a whole nother car over there for this. Like, come on, son.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, they're using a Tesla.
6 batteries. So I gotta say, Jay, after watching, right? They had they had this Honda meet last week or whatever. And I thought, you know, some of the footage is making it to the internet. I gotta say, having a Honda is a lost art.
I mean, we also got to remember the the history out here, at least with the
thievery.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of makes sense that it may be a lost art, you know?
It's definitely a lost art.
I was gonna say, essentially, it's you can look at a classic Honda in today's day and age and just look at it as I respect it. You know, I'll even go one step further. Even I'm sure you remember the EP3 hatch. Yeah. That is such a lost car.
That's true.
And I think that was like the last like NA hatch that we got in America before they swapped to the Type R.
Well, you talking about the EF hatch?
Yeah, like the 2003 joint. And then I want.
Oh, that was the EP3 though.
Yeah, but then I want to come with a K.
Yeah,
it came with a K in it.
It did.
It came with the Type SK, the Type SK series, like the Series 1K series though.
Yeah, detuned and all that.
It was super trash. 160. You know what?
I ain't gonna front. They said it was a good car. Though. I for one personally didn't like it, but I kind of did because it had that.
It looked like a miniature minivan, son. I hated it.
It looked
like, and I hated the shifter and the like. Come on.
That bothered me. It was all that bothered me. I ain't gonna front though, Jay. That did bother me though, but they said it drove great though. It was a great car.
If I gotta,
it was
Jay.
What?
I gotta say, Jay. If I gotta reach for the windshield wipers to shift, it's not it. The shifter was all the way up here. Like, come on.
It was right by the radio knob. Nah, I hear that. So that's what kind of deterred me from it too.
Come on.
But you know what it was, though? The reason why they even made it that shifter like that essentially was because I think Honda was still doing F1, and they figured, let's cut down shift times by just bringing the shifter closer to the driver,
right?
Which made sense. Okay, the concept of it made sense, but but in reality, it's like no, the tried and true has always worked better. It kind of came down to preference.
No, absolutely.
Shout to Cedric Melbourne. He said, these K swap and these EKs and EGs have made a comeback. Hondas are here to stay. It's not that. It's just that to find a clean, classic Honda. And whatever that means to you. Like, to me, that means, like, clean lines. Obviously, JDM wheels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to go with the Recaros in the car.
I mean, but it depends on what Honda you're looking at. I sound like to me you talking about something extravagant.
I'm talking about
with
a Type R.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like so, but I get more aroused looking at it when it's like just completely stock engine. Everything is like regular. That gets me going because it's hard to see that.
But it's crazy too because at one point in time, Hondas used to be the kind of the joke of the tuner world a little bit. It's like if you were in it, you were either building it for pure drag racing, or you basically was like, okay, cool, let me slap like a Need for Speed Underground wing on it.
So, okay, it's funny you say that, right? Because dudes used to talk greasy until they used to get smoked. Shout to NYC legend And we all been to the races and seen him.
Yeah.
Shout to Booger. You could talk reckless about a Honda, but he'll lay you out.
Damn.
I seen him lay out numerous Mustangs. Numerous. I seen him shake a Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX.
Damn.
Shake him off the line like, nah, I need the brake and I need cars.
Damn.
Right.
Because he could
And
drive.
and that's the thing. And that was just it. It's like if you knew the Honda was fast, you had to see it in person. But then it's just like I said, for the longest time, they were because like if you were hardcore into the scene, you loved them. But if you wasn't like truly like that Honda person, you kind of looked at it as a joke. You look at it now, you're just like, damn, we kind of had it good.
You want to laugh, right? That's a fact, because they would get people, they'd be like, they like lawnmowers, X, Y, and Z, and you pull up on the wrong one. Like you said, a clapped out Civic with no interior, turbo, front. Yep. You're like, oh boy, now you done did it to yourself. And when you think about it, right, Honda introduced a lot of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main cars that Carroll Shelby himself said that he respected Hondas and what they was doing. He said because they taking cars that are not supposed to be that fast and they're putting gobs of power in it and figuring he respected.
But here's the thing that always bothered me. Like, I think I respected them more when a car came with a Bowder engine already. That was always my thing. I was never really like, oh man, a super duper crazy hoorah swap. That's great, but I like the ones that always came Bowdered already. I think those was the ones that was like, oh, hold on. You gotta be careful with that one.
Well, I mean, shout to Cedric. He said, yo, big facts. Booger made some noise back in the day, and you're 100% right. I can only imagine what he would be doing now. I'm telling you, at one point he was a king in NYC. I don't think like as far as racing. I've seen him driving numerous cars, and he made them all fast.
Yeah.
Shout to DRT Racing Technologies. It's crazy. That was.
You know what you got? You gotta think too. A lot of you gotta think. I wonder if the engineers at Honda sat up there, looked at some of these videos, and was like, "Oh, we didn't even know you could do this." Where, at some point in time, when someone looked at a CRV drivetrain and was like, "Can I put this in a K series?" and it worked.
That makes sense.
But you know what though? At the end of the day, I feel like when they did it, like when they made it, go ahead. When they made it, it was, I don't know if they made it for reliability purposes. I can't say that they sat there and said, yo, we're gonna make all-wheel drive Ks later. But shout to Honda guys, man. Again, they figured this stuff out.
I think personally though, I feel like when Honda had the engineers getting busy, I feel like they always had something later in mind for like, yo, you know what? If somebody wanted to do something, they could. They can make it happen. It has to be, son. There's no way you just mistakenly make it this ill.
Not for nothing.
Right.
I seen an all-wheel drive CRX for myself personally. Like, seen it, like, not on a video.
Yeah.
And the way that thing moves, the dynamics of the car is all the way off. It could never be nothing more than a drag race car, but man.
Yeah. It breaks physics.
It breaks, yo.
But see that it brings me back to this, just like with GM and a piston ring problem. They designed it like this. We don't really care, son.
Yeah, Honda gave it there.
That's what I mean. It's like when you building something, you probably like this. Yo, wait, we gonna care about this. We need, if people want to do whatever they want to do, it's gonna work. But not in this case of a GM. So I think when they are engineering these things, they think about later usage. Pretty sure they are.
So when's your date, kid? We thinking about doing this run next week. You here for that?
Yeah, I'm here for that. That's what. I was waiting for you guys to make the announcement.
Yeah. We definitely lining it up for next week. Tell everybody get their money right.
That's it.
Cause we gonna take a drive up, and then we gonna go karting too.
I
know we
can't. Good?
Yeah, man, we going karting now. We go climb in one of these little carts. Put your helmet on.
That's a fact.
It's serious outside, man. But definitely, we definitely talking about next week. Hope you know what I'm saying. So get your car ready, Jay. Definitely want to get up with you before you leave out for Cali. And we're not going to forget the number, because we're going to need somebody to crash with when we get out there.
Yeah,
we're like, yo, Jay, show us around.
Factory. Factory.
Oh,
Let's go.
before I go though, I wanted to ask you this, right? Because I was talking to Phil about this earlier yesterday, and it was kind of based on the post that was in the group.
Yes.
So, and you know, this is for all of the viewers out there, right?
Yes.
So there was a viewer that was contemplating between the 335, the S2K, and the M4.
Okay, yeah.
So then
and he's watching.
Right. So,
Hold on, wait. How's those three even in the same conversation?
Hold up.
My
Go
bad.
ahead,
My
Jay.
bad. My bad. Let's go.
well, no. So this had me thinking. All right. It kind of came with the 335, right? And my whole question is, and this is for everyone out there. Do you think it is still possible in today's day and age to find either a clean one-owner 335 or a clean one-owner 2G Eclipse?
Oh boy.
Damn.
I think you'd be more easier to find the 335 than that 2G Eclipse.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And I mean, this is for everyone out there. It's like if you could find either one of those. I mean, we're talking about clean, unmodded, never been touched before, low mileage.
Yeah, I think right now you probably have a better shot at the 335.
I think you would have a better shot.
Far better shot at the 3. Because those 2G Eclipses is probably never going to be seen again either, though.
Facts.
If they clean, they tucked. They are tucked.
Facts.
They're not coming outside.
Mind you, they're out there, but it's just you gotta look.
No, you gotta look, but you ain't gonna really. That's like finding how they say,
finding a needle in a haystack.
It's like one of those. It's like one of those old deals for the Eclipse. But the 335s, you can run across.
But
those.
which one would you? Now, I think the better question is which one would you rather? Which one would you want?
Yeah. Let's get to that one.
No, which one I'd rather want?
Yeah.
Honest to God, I'd probably say the Eclipse.
Really?
All right, hear me out. Because at some point in time, things are gonna break on that 335. It's always going to be the cooling. I don't know why. Whatever. With the Eclipse, you could still generally find your parts at AutoZone, give or take.
Okay.
And it's something that you can still live with. Or, you know, all-wheel drive, so in case you live in places with seasons and stuff like that. But it is just the fact of, it's the idea of knowing, oh, I got this rare, one-of-a-kind 2G Eclipse that hasn't been touched.
I feel like that's a needle in the haystack. If I found that, I would buy it, but only after I done solidify what I'm gonna need to get around from point A to point B.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I gotta look for a car, and in his case, I would say the M4. I would, because the S2000 you can't park it nowhere.
Man,
you cannot park that thing anywhere.
Then it's that.
The 335, right? Like you said, it's gonna break. That M4 is still everything you want in both of them, and it is still more of a pure sports car.
But then remember, you have something to live with it though. So you have the M-Tax. Remember, like basic maintenance on that thing is going to be double of what it is on the other two.
All right, okay. Let's say
got a point.
Now you do making a point. Let's say Doe's not that much of an issue though.
If dough is not that much of an issue,
if it's not that much of a problem, like, you know what? First off, for you to even be looking at these three cars, you kind of have an idea, you know what I'm saying, that you got to kind of have a little bit of a robust pocket to even really play around the way you want to play around.
Facts, because the S2000 is not cheap, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. That's not really a cheap
30
car
bandos.
anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what? So honestly, I'm still going to say it's the cheapest in the long run.
Yeah, because of the maintenance. We already know, like the Honda reliability once again.
Yeah, I would think that, but of course, you know what I'm saying, running costs with that would be a little bit cheaper. Absolutely, 100%.
Without question, are you going with AP1 or AP2?
Okay.
That's where the real price comes into it.
The AP2 is going to be crazier though.
Right, this is newer.
Right. Well, yeah, the AP2, you don't want to find one for like less than $30K. I think you probably could still find an AP1 for like 20-ish.
Nah, I need that
Maybe?
AP2 with that wing on it.
I need the AP2.
I need that wing.
I need the AP2 because dudes are stealing the S2000 for the AP1 gauge cluster so they can put it in the EF. Men, I stay away from that, brother. Word up. But with that being said, Jay, we're going to move on in. We got a whole bunch more show for you.
Let's go.
Don't forget, keep us posted. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Let us know what's going on because we definitely going to take a trip to Angel's Crest, and we're going to need you to take us there.
Factory.
Oh, yeah, no, please, come through.
Copy that.
Factory.
And so what happened? You got rid of the Camry too?
Oh, Camry's outside.
So Camry's outside, man. That's it.
I gotta get on Jay's moves, man. I gotta be like that, man.
Exactly.
It's outside.
Yeah.
But with that being said, yo, Jay, we gonna finish the show.
Mm-hmm.
You already know what it is. Much love to you for tuning in. Know what it is. We appreciate you for calling in. And don't forget, you're still in the line for that
Shifting gears. Shifting gears.
the shifting gears. I don't know if cats forgot about that.
Yeah.
500 on the line.
500 on the line.
We'll see what they do. Let's see what they do. All right, Jay?
Yeah, no, do what you guys gotta do.
All right, copy that. We gonna get with you. Later, man.
Holla.
All right.
Peace. Shout to Jay. That was actually very interesting, to say the least. That was actually very interesting. Which one would you rather? Which one would you rather? I'd rather the M4.
I ain't gonna
That
front
S2000 would be nice, but M4.
All right, so that's tough, B. That's tough. That's
It's really
tough.
not. But you know,
He says it's really not. But
Really not.
so wait, hold on. You talking about M4 with the DTC? You talking about with the 6-speed?
come on, B. There's only one way I would get that.
What? So you talking about convertible or hardtop?
I would love. You ready for this?
Yeah.
How can I get the convertible hardtop?
Oh, let's go.
Life is of bounty. Can I have
I'm
both?
telling you, some competition or base.
Give me competition. I mean, here's again. If I'm getting it, I'm going all the way. There's no.
what I'm saying. I
There's
hear
not.
you,
No, I'm gonna get
100%.
this. No, all the way.
Yeah, I hear
But-
that. I hear that.
Shout to Cedric Melbourne. He said something interesting. Honda's still grassroots, but has a lot of money behind the culture and aftermarket. So people are on the hunt for new ideas. Everyone is hungry for lower times and to be on top. That's a fact. That's a fact. And as long as Honda stays competitive, they will always sell. And you know what? That's what I like about Honda. At the end of the day, they got their little EVs, things like that. But Type R. Can't beat that.
Can't.
Type R.
Can't.
Can't front. They got the Acura. Acura got rid of the NSX or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But we're not even finished with that because it looks like Hyundai. Hyundai offers $170 auto theft fix. Now, if y'all all been paying attention, y'all know that it's been the Kia boys out here stealing Hondas and Hyundais and all kind of things, right?
Yep.
So it looks like they figured out a way to fix it, and it's only going to cost you $170. Hyundai to offer security kit to prevent spiking vehicle thefts. This is hilarious.
Damn, kid.
This is hilarious. It's hilarious.
They put-
It says Hyundai has authorized an aftermarket security kit in response to widespread vehicle thefts involved in a hack that's gone viral. So now it's your fault, is what they're saying. Right?
Meet them goddamn Kia boys for.
Listen, Kia boys, it's your fault. So now it looks like it's it says the kit is made of CompuStar and will be available for purchase on October 1st. There is a catch. The $170 is the cost of the security kit. The full cost of installation is still unknown. Wow. It's going to take about 2.5 hours. It's going to take 2.5 hours to install into your car. So good luck with that if you own a Hyundai. Yo, shout to Draco. We already know how you feel. He said, mother duck Kia. Early. They could keep it. They could keep it. But I just feel that's interesting because people were stealing them. And they were stealing them with USB ports.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
So
So
I gotta ask you though, you think this is gonna drive up Hyundai and Kia sales or like?
no. This is a Band-Aid on a wound that needs stitches.
But I still don't think it's gonna keep people out of them though.
I don't think so. I do remember the auto stop alarm. It's crazy. It ain't gonna keep people out of them. They're gonna do whatever they gotta do, man. Listen, out of all of the things they experiencing what Honda went through. All those people were stealing Hondas left and right. What about Dodge? Dodge just had a situation where they were stealing Challengers by actuating of your key.
Yeah, but you got a point with that though. But nobody else offered except Dodge. Dodge did come up with something where like you get like 2% of the power.
You had to
Some
dial in the
madness,
code.
yeah.
If you didn't, it wouldn't take off really.
Yeah, but
2 horsepower.
But Honda didn't come up with no solution, did they?
Honda.
They never really came up with a solution, fam.
They never did.
Damn.
They never did. But then again, cats had to really try to steal it. Put it like this. In order to steal a Honda, they had to get in there, bust a column, do whatever they did, right? But to steal a Dodge Challenger, all they had to do was get the code between you and the car from your keys. And to steal a key, they just got to use a USB. That is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yo, you kind of make a point there, sir.
You know what I mean? But with that being said, you know how we get down here, man.
Yes, sir.
It has definitely been we went a little while without ride music. Right? Old school technology in effect. That is a fact.
But you know my favorite one of them all is though.
What's that?
That 6-speed, baby.
No.
You jump in there and see the 6-speed, what you gonna freeze up?
You can't even say that, kid, because we know how to drive them.
That's we. Not everybody's gonna be able to like, yo, hold on, I'm about to work this right here. No way, son. No way.
True.
By the time you figuring it out, I'm already outside looking at you. What you talking about? No
That's
way,
true.
son. I'm telling you.
That's true. A lot of cats, they telling you they don't have a problem.
That's true.
They don't have a problem. They're like, yeah, we'll figure it out. Telling you, man.
Best thing you could do is probably get a Supra, though. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the worst thing you could do. Because if you get a Supra, they're going to be like, oh, we in there.
Yeah, we're not in there. First up, way too much talk. Don't lose control as soon as they get off the block. Right into something, so I'm telling you, kid.
But it definitely could go the other way.
It could.
It could go the other way.
100%.
So you got to really look at this thing and say to yourself, is it worth it? You know what I mean? But with that being said, man, we are in the building. We're gonna play a little bit of music, man. We're gonna have my man.
Now.
Yo, yeah, I know, right? We don't normally do this, but we've been out without ride music for so long. It's like, yo, what are we doing? And you know, people like to listen in. And like I said, shout to my man Entourage Ty. He's gonna be here. We're gonna have him set up here in the next 2-3 weeks.
Let's do it.
He's coming up here. He's gonna give us an interview. Tremendous. He got a lot of things going on. Locked down his own record label. Everything. Snap. He got a lot of things going on. Fire. And I told him, I said, I think your music is fire. He got some couple artists he going to be bringing in. Shout to Draco. He says, Slam Locks have been side pieces. Extra beauty sleep since 1964. Just close the door, baby. I'll get it. Get up and lock it later. That is hilarious. Shout to Draco. We're going to play a little bit of this music here, man. It's my guy over here, man. Entourage Ty.
Let's do it.
Nah, he get down, man. You know, we all love this joint right here. And one of the reasons I really like it is because at the end of the day, I feel like he's touching in on a lot of persons out there. You know what I mean? So, it's my guy right here, Entourage Ty. He will be in the building. Holla. Let's go. Check us out.
Shawty fuck me, then she told me I'm a side piece.
We know it's a family show. We apologize for that.
Kids out the kitchen, y'all. My bad.
Just the other day around 2, she was outside, chilling with a crew. I was with my homies, so we finna make a move. I told her we could slide, if that sound good to you. She said, baby, come on. We could catch up with our homies later on. We could take this Uber, spend a little time alone. I know you like my energy and how I turn you on. Shawty,
yeah, she's talking reckless.
She told me I'm a side piece. Kinda mad, but it feels so good. Shawty fuck me, then she told me I'm a side piece. Kinda mad, but it feels so good. Whoa, tripping over you. Tripping over you. Later that night she hit my cell phone, telling me that she wanna spend some time with me cause she really feel alone. I'ma pull up, I won't leave you alone. She told me I should spend the night. We should burn some candlelights. Everything about this feeling right. Kissing up on you, do whatever you want to. Shawty fuck me, then she told me I'm a side piece. Kinda mad, but it feels so good. Shawty fuck me, then she told me I'm a side piece. Kinda mad, but it feels so good.
It's my joint right there, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front though. It's pretty tough.
I told him, I said, you got a hit right there, B.
That one's a good one.
I said, you got a hit right there, B. And if you get a chance, don't forget to check out my man, Entourage Ty. He is on YouTube. He's definitely out here on Tidal. He's on streaming platforms everywhere. He got a lot of music going on out there. He's definitely going to be in the building rocking with us. Can't wait to have him in the building because I know we definitely do the right music, you know, on top of everything else that we do here. But with that being said, y'all know we going with this one, right? You ready for this?
Where's that? Where we going?
It's Tech Talk with Pop the Bearded One and SI Shawn.
Already know how we get down, man. It's going to be Tech Talk here in the building. All right. So we got a couple things we're going to talk about with this Tech Talk. Now, you already know when we get into the Tech Talk, just because it's things we like to talk about, definitely when it comes to autos, we're going to have some wars coming out here now.
Yeah, kid.
There's going to be some wars out here because it looks like there's a tuner that's out here claiming that he got 500 horsepower out of the new Nissan Z already.
Okay.
Let's go. And we're going to get into that. Shout to all the petrol heads, everybody out here. Shout to all of our certified car girls and car guys. You know how we get down here. Chicago area tuner, AMS Performance, has just posted an impressive accomplishment creating 500 wheel horsepower from a new Nissan Z with bolt-on mods, 100-octane gas, slick tires, and, of course, tuning. Apparently, that was good enough to do a quarter-mile drag race in 11.43 seconds at 124 miles per hour. Don't let that famous line on the Fast and Furious for those 10 seconds or whatever fool you. A 10-second car, we already know that's super-duper fast.
Yeah, it's absolutely fast. But not for nothing. No, mid-11s ain't too shabby. But I don't think making 500 wheel horsepower. So I mean, it's probably making like, what's that, 550, you think, to the crank or something like that?
Yeah, well, you know, crank horsepower is horsepower after taxes.
Yeah.
So you got to pay your taxes first. But after that, So you
it's
would
making
say
some high power, though.
You lose about 20% on the crank. So you figure 10% of 500 would be what?
5%. What you said?
10% of 500 be 50. So yeah, probably 600.
Yeah, you probably making something. It's not too shabby though. However though,
that's them.
However though, Super will wipe the floor with that. No problem.
Stop it.
Stock with a 6-speed manual.
With that BMW engine. With that B50. Oh boy, I'm taking a shot.
With that B Beastly, you right. Correct. 100%.
You know I don't do that.
First off, y'all, he just was saying he'd take the M4. So I don't know no more now. Now I'm lost.
No.
Listen, y'all.
I would take the BMW. I would take the BMW M4. But I wouldn't take the BMW Supra.
The Supra's walking that though.
Let me stop because I'm not one to do vehicular treason.
Let's go. Rally radio.
All right, we don't bash sports cars up here.
Can't. But the sad part is though, this Z is a GT. But anyway though, let's continue on.
Boy.
Let's carry on.
So now when you think about it, right, we always talked about this, how the Nissan 400Z is going to be the twin turbo 6.
Yeah.
Right? That's in the Q50
Red
Red Sport
and the Q60 Red Sport. Yep.
And my thing is, right, you're starting to look at a 3-liter twin turbo V6. Obviously, this is just the tip of the iceberg. They probably could go anywhere between 700 to 900.
I'm curious to like. He said he's making this with bolt-ons though. That means the top and bottom end is fairly stock.
But do you really tune? Like, here's the thing, right? You get into building the motor when you feel like the interior, the inside internals of the motor can't handle the power, right? So right now we talking bolt-ons. We talking bigger turbo.
Yeah, bigger turbos.
Manifold, right? Talking about injectors, things like that. I feel like when you go into the motor, the game is over. Once you start cracking open the motor to put pistons, rods, and all of that, now you're not talking about something you just driving on the street every day. You feel what I'm saying? That's a race car now.
So how do you determine if the internals can actually handle this power though?
There's only one way to find out.
Which is what?
Kablooey.
Put it to the test. I hear that.
We know the Cadillac Blackwing can't handle it. Sheesh. I'm not taking shots. Damn. That's vehicular treason.
That's
right
vehicular
there.
treason.
Sorry.
I ain't gonna front. That
shouldn't have said that.
So how do you feel about that though? Making 500. Are you like intrigued a little bit? You know what I'm saying? To the wheel.
Okay.
That's not bad.
You know what? Though. And let's talk about this a little bit as far as it comes to horsepower numbers.
Hold on, wait. It looked like he was running full slicks though. Full hooses on
and that is another thing. Obviously, I mean,
that means the rear's type strong then.
Right. Pause.
Yo. Family show, guys. My bad.
But I will say, though, when you look at it, and you got to say to yourself, all right, are you going to run your rear-wheel drive car with hoosies on them, slicks? I mean, closest you probably get is what, those Nitos?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where you getting the race spec joint, maybe Falcon, Sirius, like that they could get in at the drop of a dime.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely not going to be driving around on that. But 500 horsepower, to me, when you're making 500 horsepower in a car like that.
To the wheels.
Yeah. That's a serious machine.
No, it becomes extremely serious, though, with 500. To the wheels, that's a game changer, son. That's pretty mean on the streets, huh?
Can't drop the shift and turn the corner. Sideways for real.
If you're not a sniper, you really don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to have problems.
Oh, man. Who owns them? Trust me when I tell you, man. I mean, that's definitely dangerous.
But the car's kind of heavy, too, though.
It's not as heavy as you think, though.
I mean, it's definitely north of 3,500.
You think so?
Yeah. Are you mad?
I don't think so.
So, fam, that joint is not what you think it is. It's not 3,100, 3,200 pound, 3,300 pound car. No way. No way. Remember, it's based off the Q50 chassis.
It's a fact.
Which is a pretty heavy vehicle itself. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. I will say this, though. I think it's impressive. I believe that when we first saw this car, I was like, yo, it's a lot of hidden horsepower. Same thing with the new Type R. With Honda's new Type R, there's hidden horsepower.
Supra. Let's go. Why he's looking around? Yeah, I'm telling you.
I was looking for all those Supra bashes, all that vehicular treason you was committing when that Supra wasn't manual.
I'm telling you right now. So that new 6-speed one, son. Listen, the Z is not gonna come close. It's not gonna come close.
I'll take your word, bro.
It's not gonna come close, but I do think it's impressive, though. I'm not gonna front. I do like the numbers.
Well,
100%.
I'll tell you what, you ain't gonna like this. Toyota says they're not gonna be doing any more GR cars for the moment. They're done building GR models. So now let's run down what they have. They have the GR Yaris.
Yep.
They have the GR Corolla.
Yep.
They have the GR86, and they also have the GR Supra.
Oh, man.
I don't think they need to build any more GR. I think the next GR would be the introduction of the MR2. I think,
correct me if I'm wrong or let me know, a GR Tacoma, son, with a 6-speed. Well, you feel me, though?
Stop it.
You feel me, though? A GR, listen to me, though. GR Tacoma with a 6-speed in it, though, son.
I gotta
Come on, dog.
I got to stop the music.
Come on.
I'm stopping the music. I mean, a Tacoma.
With its nice 6-speed in it,
I hate
though?
when I agree with this guy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that would be fire, son. I'm telling you. A hard pickup like that, son, come on, B. Come on, you can't go wrong, son. Come on.
Shout to Marlon. Imagine this is the guy who said the BMW suit was dust when it first came out. Now he's the biggest fan. What a flip-flop.
Yo, nobody knows what you're talking about, sir. Nobody knows. I'm telling you, kid. I'm just saying, man.
Yo, shout to Draco. He said he about to break out. He said, shout out to the gearheads on they back working on the car, sucking in the gut to get under the transmission.
That's crazy, son. Wild ab work.
Yo, Draco, stop, kid.
Damn, son.
Stop. Shout to Phil. He said they won't have nothing to do with that. That's off-road. That's TRD. Is TRD still around?
I mean, I haven't seen no TRD new products on the road. I haven't. Nah, I really haven't. Like, you gonna laugh? Like, the reason why I said Tacoma, because I seen a nice one today. It's no TLD badges nowhere on it, though.
I'm about to say, I don't know.
But I seen the shocks, though. The shocks, they look like they was Tokikos. You know, they really rock with those, or Bilstein.
Yeah.
But I didn't see no badges, though, son.
I'm about to say, I don't know if they getting down with TLD. I don't think TLD is gone.
No, I don't think it's gone, but I don't see why GR can't get with that, though. I mean, they all the same. They all in the same house doing what they do best. But as far as them training more GR cars, you say MR2, I say they need to leave the MR2 where it's at, man. MR2 is done.
Yeah, because they just had to talk about that they're going to coexist. They are still around. But like you said, TLD is all about trucks.
That's
and they do have a TLD Camry for
that's what I'm saying,
NASCAR.
But no, they have a TLD model actually on the road, though. That's one with the wing, with the kid on it and all that. One is actually Type 5 with the red seats and all that. Yeah.
Camry? Manual?
Then wait though. They need to drop a GR Camry then if that's the case though. With the
they drop a GR Camry, they're gonna bring all the value down.
Yo,
the value
false.
Comes down.
That is false. Reason being, people still love the Camry. On top of that, the Avalon gone. The Avalon gone.
Kid,
So
the Avalon gone, but who's getting the GR Camry? Is it manual?
maybe it could be manual.
Did they sell more Camrys manual than they did automatic? I'm like, yo, we're going to make a GR Camry and it's auto.
Nah, they're going to do a manual, son. Reason being because that TRD one that they did actually was pretty hot.
Well, I'll tell you this, yo. I don't know. I would love to see them do. I like the fact that they actually introduced these GR cars.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that is one of those things that the car community needed.
Yo, I got to ask you, why do you think they did the hatch Corolla, not the four-door one?
They had a 4-door, what was it, the Apex?
The Apex is hard, but the Apex ain't about it. Like,
Yeah,
it's not about it, though.
But
it's
I think,
nice, but...
I think when you go hatchback, it's like you committing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can front do look good though. These GR Corollas look nice in the hatch form, but I think that 4-door version would have been fire though.
Yeah,
it'd have been like a mini Evo if you ask me. Son, it'd have been cool with the old drive setup on it though.
What?
What?
It probably wasn't even. I mean, could you imagine one of those wide body with all the? I
mean, maybe I don't know how
that's
the
like
wide
ski
body
racks on a Lexus.
I mean, I don't
Man,
know.
I want to see
Carbon roof, big brakes. I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, you'd be impressed with the new Mustang.
Hold on. I know you ain't just go there. Are you kidding me?
So you mean to tell me you talking about putting power on a Camry and you ain't gonna mess with the S650? Boy,
the light horse. I'm good, son.
The who?
The light horse. That thing looked like a cross between dust and even more dust. I'm good, son. I'm good, son. There's no way, son.
And with that,
there's no way, son.
That's one thing about this tech talk. It could go the other way fast.
Son, it don't make sense. I can't believe you said that, though, son. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put up a picture of this Apex Corolla that I felt like should have been a GR product. It should have been, son.
Yeah, put up the Apex Corolla, and they're gonna be like this.
First off, nobody would have been going for this anyway. Because nobody was talking about the hatch Corolla at all. They did have a fire version though. They do have a fire version, but nobody was talking about it.
But at the end of the day, that's why, because they're gonna use this 4-door Corolla to sell to the regulars, and they used one of their probably smallest and cheapest platforms, which was easier to work on, which would be that hatch.
Yeah, I can see.
And at the end of the day, it makes it more appealing because you can still. He can still use it in everyday life.
Because
if you go for that 4-door Corolla, you go, yo, I got beefy brakes, Do you drive it every day?
Why
it's
not?
Auto?
All-wheel drive, 6-speed, because this is all-wheel drive, 6-speed.
He said all-wheel, okay. All right. Shawn
but the Corolla hatches that before this was not all-wheel drive, though.
We're going to have to figure this one out.
Come on, son. I'm just saying, fam.
I'm definitely not with it. I think that they did the right thing by showing you a different car.
I don't think they should stop. You know, I guess they trying to make it, one of those. Like, oh, man, we're going to stop for a little while, make the hype go up more. I get it, man, but...
No. Well, I mean, they still going to be selling their models, but they're just not making anything more. Like I think them doing a GR Corolla 4-door body, no. I think them doing a GR Camry, I think they good where they at, unless they're gonna introduce like how Dodge had SRT. Now, if you talking about, okay, we're gonna have a GR MR2,
but
I would love to see that.
I don't know, son. I feel a little differently about that, man. I feel a little different about that because I will repeat, nobody was talking about the hatch. No one's talking about the Toyota Corolla hatch, bro. No one.
And they did that so that people would.
But what I'm trying to say is what would have been the difference between the 4-door one and this stuff?
Which one would you rather own? You'd rather own the 4-door one instead of that hatch?
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. That 4-door one look good, B. It looks amazing, huh? It looks amazing. It looks amazing. All-wheel drive turbo 6-speed. Are you Bradley Radio, baby? Are you kidding me? Son, I dream like a mini Evo. I don't know. Man, I'm on the road to a different track, clearly. Son.
Yeah, he's
going
somewhere else. But we all trying to finish in the same place, and it looks like Ford is going to end the production of the Ford GT.
Thank God, son.
What?
They heard me. Oh, wait, not the Mustang.
Yeah, what in the what? Yo, hold up, because we
actually,
may be
they need to.
This is the first time we've actually sat next to somebody who has.
It's the understeer.
Are you? What are you talking
They
about?
need to, son. They even make it with the clutch, and I don't want to hear about it, son. Give me the 06 body. Give me that one. You can have the twin turbo V6 hybrid and all that, adjustable
Hybrid.
wings.
With that being said, Ford will end production of its
You can have that.
$500,000 GT supercar later this year with a special edition model paying tribute to the vehicle's racing heritage. The 2022 Ford GT LM Le Mans will be the last model of the third generation car, which was resurrected in 2016 after being a decade out of the market. Now, this one, I wasn't really, like when they redid the body and they used it, I believe they had used the EcoBoost motor for this. I really didn't like that. But as far as the Ford GT itself is concerned,
Yeah.
or the Ford GT40,
That's what I'm
from
trying
its
to tell you.
racing
Yes,
years,
yes,
racing
yes.
heritage, that car is one of the reasons I love V8. Because hearing, I had a chance when, when YouTube and all it was first really coming out and they putting up car videos, I got a chance to hear one revving. I remember we went to the car show that year and I seen it. And I believe at that time, it was more like a concept than it was anything. And they said it had 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque.
No, I think it was 550. Unless they upped it.
Nah, they upped it later, but this
Okay,
one was
okay.
500. And I was just like, wow. It was impressive, to say the least.
Yeah.
And I feel like Ford never did this car right. This is one of those unicorns if you seen one up close and personal, it was a godsend.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And like I said, I mean that 05, 06, that body.
Yeah, that one.
know what I
That
mean?
one was nasty street. Like, I can tell you this much though. I only seen maybe about one or two ever on the street driving around.
Yes.
Ever. Yo,
I've been lucky enough to see one, and not for nothing, the body lines of that 05, 06
Yeah.
made me fall in love with the Pantera, with the Ditomatsu Pantera.
Yeah.
I love that car.
it's nice though. I ain't gonna front. It's nice. It definitely is.
I
but
love that car, but
if you ask me, that Ford GT though is the one you want. I would think so.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
It's brutal. No traction control.
No traction control.
No stability.
No stability. Just
Raw, son. Visceral is ever. That's what I'm saying.
gas and
son.
it's going. You get a hold on to it.
See, you know what I like about cars like that? That's when you know if you're actually a wheeler. You know what I'm saying? When your wheel is up and you're able to jump behind something like that and feel comfortable.
I don't think I would. Shout to Sales, because he did post a picture of one. He said he seen one in Brooklyn. He posted a picture. I was shocked. I was like, where did you see this thing? I would say this. When it comes down to, like you're never comfortable. That's what makes you a wheeler.
Okay.
You're never comfortable in certain things. It's like maybe you get a little rise out of you.
See,
but
I
you
get where
kinda
you're going.
understand.
I get where you're going. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like your
Yeah,
level of driver is like.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started driving my CRX, like I used to panic just putting it in first and second gear, trying to make sure. But then after a while, I got so accustomed with it, it was like walking.
Yeah.
So until you start driving it extreme.
Yeah.
Once you're driving it extreme, if it does not scare you, you need to get out of it.
Nah, that's true. I feel the same way. Like once you take it past a certain point, it's like, all right.
Right.
I know that for me, for instance, like I'm cool from anywhere between 1 to 3,500. I'm all right. But once I start creeping past, 47. Once I start going over there and I realize I'm rev matching like I'm in a NASCAR.
Right.
Yeah. That's when everything turns on for me.
But even then, like I said, I think that's when I'm having the most fun. But it's just, I just got to be in the right setting, man.
Of course, of course,
of
course.
I like now is like, I want to be all the way free. Like getting speeding tickets and stuff like that. That's not where it's at.
Nah, that's
the
not.
last time I was really free was the Dragon. Like we was more worried about sliding off the road than we was anything else.
Yeah, that's
So I would say that was definitely it. But shout to Ford, man. We're gonna miss this car. A lot of our legends are leaving us, man. And it's like, not only that, they're always gonna keep the plans. They could always have them built, but they just won't. And I think that really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, drives me up the wall, man. That we moving so quick to EV, we not even giving these legends their just due.
Yeah, we're not even giving their time, son. They not getting their time correctly.
The Chevy Suburban, stuff like that. Like those,
son.
like when we say legends, it don't have to just be a race car.
No, absolutely not.
It's like there's many a times when you look at a car and you're like, wow, man, this car pioneered automotive
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact. 100%.
It pioneered the automotive culture to move forward.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I hate to see that, but it's gone.
Yo, you gonna laugh, right?
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever like put this together. So the back of this Ford GT, right?
Yes.
You ever seen the movie Super 8?
Yes.
It looks like that joint, son.
Like the alien.
Yeah, son.
But that's what I'm
Yo,
saying.
it looked like it, son. From the tail lights, the exhaust, the double exhaust in the middle, it looks crazy. It looks just like the Super 8. If you ain't never seen that movie, check it out. And then look at the red. It's GT. You know what I'm saying? Ford GT.
Did you know that a lot of those things are based on sports cars?
No.
They based one of the spaceships out of Star Wars to the Porsche.
Oh, snap. That's crazy.
Yeah, based on it. But we definitely going to miss it.
100%.
Definitely going to miss it. I hate to say, I always wanted one. I remember I saw Gas Monkey Garage get one, and they built it. But they put air suspension on it, and I hated it after.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes you could, I always feel like you can easily go left. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be on the road to the right track, and then you start plinking.
Right.
Like, what were you doing? Like, I feel like sometimes these cars get, they don't get the justice they deserve.
No, they don't, because they don't get given to real drivers like me.
I hear that 100%.
You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, we got a couple other things that we got going on here. We got Audi R8 Swan Song. It looks like the Audi R8 is going to meet its demise. The Audi R8 G2 is the 5.2 liters V10 Swan Song. This is it. They're only going to produce 333 units.
Damn.
And here we go again, another legend.
Yep.
That's being sent off the pasture wet.
Yo. Nah, for real, I feel like the R8 had a crazy buzz, right? It was crazy. Then I feel like it just started slowing down, right? And I feel like now it's just not getting its justice that it deserves, son.
I mean, it's not, and not for nothing.
I seen one this morning, actually, my way here. It was purdy, some nice, son.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, nothing.
Fire.
Well, first time I think I seen one of these, I believe it was Iron Man. Where it was like, whoa, what is that?
Yep.
And remember, they pioneered the headlights, the LED lights.
Yeah, they was the first ones with that.
They pioneered that.
That's a fact.
So again, a legend. Gone.
Fact, son.
Rated at 413 foot-pounds of torque, the V10 sends the R8 GT from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds, 0 to 124 in 10 seconds, and on to 199 miles per hour. Oh! Could you imagine getting on the highway with that kind of give? Like, bang, bang, bang? Oh, my goodness, kid. Get out my way.
Factory.
I just hate it. It's definitely coming with the new 7-speed dual clutch automatic. I know that's a deal breaker for you, but
see, and that's what I mean, man. Like we swan songing these things, and we doing it like that.
Listen, bro. What can I say?
Like, for instance, the Ford GT, this one never came in.
They felt they needed to move on. But remember,
from greatness,
the Dodge Viper never came with the paddle shifters neither.
But that's what
they went manual when they couldn't do it. They said, "Just no more Viper."
That's what I mean. See, I can appreciate that though. I can appreciate that one. And this is when I turn around and be like, you know what?
You ever drove a car like this?
Like what?
You ever drove a car with dual clutch?
Yeah, I drove a F80. It was okay.
No.
What do you mean, no?
I mean, like, have you driven, like, you got to drive a car.
Like, for how long? I mean, I drove it. I ain't gonna hold you. I didn't drive for, like, the whole day and nothing like that. Or even half the day.
Nah, I think when I say that, I mean, like that Porsche Carrera 4 S I drove. Once I drove that, and I was like, yo.
All right, here's the thing. You're not going to convince me.
No, it's not about convincing you.
Can't do it.
It's not about convincing you, but I think that if you drove one, you would see why they went that way. Not saying that it's going to be a preference for you, because it's not.
Okay.
But I can see why they went this way.
I mean, I can see it. I mean, I look at it like this. Like, I get where you're going, though, but at the end of the day, they really went that way to appease tons of people. So it's nothing really more than that, truthfully, if you ask me.
And it is faster. It is.
Okay, it's only faster because they put a little bit more time in it to make the gear smaller. That's fine. That's cool.
Because they understood that manual was becoming a lost art.
I think
I said,
I think they started chasing numbers instead of chasing the thrill.
I said, we can't say, I can't say that it's going to convince you or that it's going to change you. I wouldn't want it to, but I understand why. When I drove this Carrera, I was like, wow, like the way that this thing responds. Instant.
See, my problem with that is like, once it becomes easy like that, and I don't gotta work no more for it, it takes something out of it because that's easy work now.
Now I'm telling you,
son,
you gotta try it.
I don't want to try it. I don't want to try it.
One day we're gonna rent ourselves a something.
No, don't make
and
sense.
And you're gonna try it, and you're gonna. Listen, and I'm not saying you're gonna like it, but I want you to understand, like,
okay,
like you said before, things evolve.
They do evolve though.
Things are not gonna stay the same.
But they evolve into what though? I'm asking you. And then what does that make you evolve into?
What do you mean? You could always be who you are, but now I'm way more cultured. I know everything. I'd rather be that way, but I know what I prefer. See, preference versus what I know is two different things.
Man. I don't know if I could apply that to everything, especially in a case like this. Like that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. They taken a part of the automotive culture that kind of started, because that transmission is technically called the standard transmission. People don't even know that term for the manual joint.
Right.
But again, I get what you saying, how things got to evolve and do all this stuff like that. But once you make it so easy, I don't know at that point. So I think you kind of took the. I think
when you think easy, you thinking somebody that don't have no clue get behind that wheel. We've seen what happens.
No, I just think easy. Like, all right, it's easy to go fast. I don't really got to work to go fast. It's so easy to go fast. I'm not even nervous. That's the problem. I feel like for me, when I'm shifting the SI, I'm like, all right, I know I'm getting ready to go faster. Not when you're just hitting the pedal. And mind you don't even have to go in paddle mode every time. You could just simply just hit the pedal if you desire.
Nah, but when you go into paddle mode, like, that is the difference. I'm telling you.
I think the difference is
right. Shout them all, and that's exactly what I'm saying. It's so easy that two dudes slid off the curb and went and died and shit at Angel's Crest. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's real. You gotta. I'm telling you.
I don't know, son.
You would have to see it for yourself. If you've ever driven a car that really responded. Like a GTR, like really responded, like when you up and you pull that jump, you'll see, son. But I'm not saying it's gonna be your preference.
Yeah.
But you would understand why.
But I think it's a difference between, urinating standing up and urinating standing down. I think it's a difference though.
I mean,
I don't know, kid. I think it's a difference.
I don't know. I think both guys are pissing standing up. But one dude's stream is stronger than the other. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I said, there's going to be times where you're going to have those cars. But then there's going to be times you have this car. And you're going to be like, I don't want that. It's ass, auto, dual clutch. It's an R8, though.
I hear that, man, 100%.
It's a GTR.
100%.
Right. The Carrera S is available in manual, too. That's a fact. But I'm just saying, as far as the dual clutch transmission thing goes, kid, I'm telling you, it's not as simple as you think. Like, where it's like, oh yeah, I can just go in there, bung, bung, bung. Nah, son, it still requires the same amount of thought that you would put into a manual, especially when you get them with certain car companies. When you going after a Porsche, a Audi, like these shits, if you make the wrong move with them, you will pay. Just like you would pay with a manual. It's just that it responds quicker.
I hear that.
I'm telling you, kid, the same way you shift, and you get that gap in between, imagine no gap.
Yeah.
It's boop, boop. It's there. I'm telling you, kid. Not to say you're going to change.
I hear you. 100%.
But it's definitely worth it, in my opinion, to do it. But with that being said, we've reached the driver's etiquette. Here we go, y'all. We stepping right in.
Driver's etiquette. Because sometimes you got to get this off your chest.
All right. Now, the driver's etiquette today is a very simple question. What level of petrol head are you? And I think, when we thought about this, we think about all of us as being car guys and car girls, and there's levels to this. We talked about that before. But as far as being a petrol head, like, I get questions, like I'll get questions about, oh, well, I know that if you change the pistons and you put, like, we understand those terms. But when somebody comes to me and they're like, yeah, I had to use this piston ring that was 0. millimeters, I'm like, yeah, that's where it ends for me.
That's funny.
That's where it's like this, okay, because I don't install internals in my engine. I don't do that. Yeah. I've replaced engines. I've taken engines out. I've changed brakes. I've changed all kind of different things. But I've never cracked open a motor or opened up a motor, pull pistons and replace them. I've never done that. I've never had the tools to do that.
Yeah.
I never had the time to really sit down and be like, yo, this is what it's going to be, even though I would like to.
Yeah.
I would like to learn. But in all honesty, that's my level of petrolhead. What would be your level of petrolhead?
I mean, so I don't say my level of petrolhead is as far as I would like it to go, you know. But I have cracked open an engine because I was in school for, I went to Lincoln Tech, so we actually had to do that.
Right.
And it was very intricate, like OD, which was great. Like, I didn't mind that. I liked that. I took out the piston, put them back, piston rings, the whole thing, right? But my problem would be like I just would need time to do that though more. Like it wouldn't be something I'm trying to do in the weekend, and I'm good by Monday. Nah, I ain't gonna be one of those.
Yeah.
Definitely depending on the situation that's going on. But I want to say my level of petrolhead varies. I want to say it varies, huh?
Meaning?
Like it could be as crazy as I want it to be. Or it could be just, as simple as changing wiper blades. I feel like mine just varies, depending on the situation. Like I could dive into something knowing, all right, I may not be able to finish this in the time I would like to, and I wouldn't mind that. And that's why I said I would just need time depending on what it is I'm doing. So I like to say my petrol head, again, it varies.
So your level of petrol head varies depending on the situation.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I would say when it comes down to being a petrol head, when it comes down to, like me, like I said, when it comes down to the millimeters and 0.3 centimeters, I'm like, ugh, that's where I'm like, nah. That's where I'm leaving that to the pros. Because I don't know if I'm going to screw this up.
Yeah.
And the worst, you know what I hate the most about anything? That's a fact. YouTube is your friend. You can figure a lot of things out on YouTube, but you know what I hate about anything? I hate wasted time.
Okay.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate when you doing things 4, 5, and 6 times. That is like, ugh. That
100%. Huh?
That steams me up. Where it's like, yo, you know what, man? If I could take this motor and have somebody take it apart. They clean the block. You know what I'm saying? Sleeve the block, hone the block, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff you kind of got to be into. Obviously, you got to make sure that you're there for that, especially when you're talking about honing the block, sleeving the block, making sure it fits your pistons. You got to be in on that. But when they talk about that intricacy like that, oh, boy. It's not something I ever did. Yeah. So it's not something I'm going to sit there and be like, yeah, I can't wait to see the centimeters on this pit. No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
Oh, man. But I don't believe you, though, for some reason. I feel like your level of petrol head varies, too, depending on the situation, son. I'm telling you. Because if you went as far as changing engines and things like that, transmissions and stuff, you have no limit on how far you'll go if you ask me, if you got the time.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I'll say this, right? It's not that I don't have a limit. It's like I have a limit as far as my time. My time is very, you know what I mean? Like my time is really what it is. So it's like, you know what? I really look at it like that. Like, it's like, what is this versus your time? You know what I mean?
100%.
And if it's worth it versus your time, then do it. But I feel like a lot of times you know what? When it comes to certain things, you got to drop things off and do other things. You know what I mean? You got to delegate your time. So.
But what if your time is set up in a way when it's okay then? Now what?
Well, that's different. If my time is set up where I can actually do it, I'm going to do it. Shout out to Jay. He said, just as difficult as doing engine work, I think is looking for a reputable builder that does things on time is even harder. That is a fact. Finding people you trust. I think that's a petrol head's like biggest thing. Like finding people you trust to do things. So
100%.
When it comes down to it, I'll always say this. Being a car guy is not for the weak. It's not for the broke. And it's not for those that don't truly love it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I guess we got to think about that, man.
100%.
We are definitely down on time, man. I really wanted to get more into this topic, but it looks like we have something coming up our way that we've been waiting for all night. And here we go. You ready for this, kid?
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
Man.
What you got for me today, kid?
So today I picked this legend because I think it's a pretty good one because it kind of, I guess in a way, it kind of jump-started a little bit more, you know. arguments in the car world, you know, and then it's appearance in a movie that we all know, Transformers. So today I got the 2007 Chevrolet Camaro. Even though we was going at GM Soul earlier in the show, it's alright though. It's alright though because this wasn't part of that slaughter. You feel me? But this one right here is interesting because when it came back out, when it debuted in that movie, we act like the Camaro went away for mad long.
Right.
And it didn't. Because remember, the last year was like, what, the 2003 Catfish one?
But I think that they had really kind of closed the door on it. I think a lot of people thought they was going to close the door, but continue on.
Yeah. So I thought so for two. Because remember, it had a brief break.
Yes.
How we call it? It was in purgatory, hanging out for a little while, and just popped back. And I ain't gonna front, I was hyped. I was like, oh man, son, this is crazy. This is crazy. And another thing that makes this kind of interesting is that they kind of created the Camaro to go after the Ford. Like the Ford Mustang inspired the Camaro's whole being, son.
Right.
And I think that's pretty hot, son. Like, that joint has a direct competitor. Like, it ain't like, yo, we're gonna go after Dodge and their craziness, or we're gonna go after Porsche and chase their times and nothing like that. It went after one in particular maker, which was the Ford Mustang, which is pretty hot, son, because this is technically considered a pony car too.
Yes.
It's been considered a pony car. A lot of cars just kind of got the pony car, you know what I'm saying, badge on it.
Yes.
And this got this chasing down that Mustang, son. And let's not mention that SS stands for Super Sport, so that's kind of crazy too. A lot of people thought it was like a supercharged thing or whatever like that. Mind you, the car never even came supercharged in that variation, right? Right. And it was pretty potent, son. 426 horsepower, son. 6-speed.
6-speed.
I was pretty impressed about it when it dropped. How do you feel about it? Because I think this legend was like, it kind of like jump started a couple things, kid. I'm telling you, son. It was a part of the horsepower war too.
Yes.
It came right out the box, a part of it. Like, what's going on?
I'll say this. I'll say this. I have really
in this year the Camaro turned 55 years old, by the way.
55 years old.
Yeah, son.
I'll say this, man. When it came out, I was definitely excited about it. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, man, like this thing is really, like, they're gonna do the best that they can. Obviously, when this Camaro came out, to make it something. Yeah. So I felt like if you seen that movie, you would have seen that there was nothing but GM cars in this movie.
Kind of really was, though.
You know what I mean? Like even the cop car.
Yeah.
He was really a Porsche and he was really an Autobot. But we ain't gonna get into all
that. Right.
You know, my level of geekdom is like you know, ridiculous at times. But
nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I will say though, the Camaro itself, I believe it is. This one in particular, I believe it was pretty. It was pretty when it came out. It grabbed the eye immediately.
It did, because it was like, if you ask me, it was kind of one of the, I want to say, the curviest American sports cars at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was really like pronounced. Like, it was alright, son.
It was alright.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
And that's why I say at the end of the day, like I looked forward to it, and I'm trying to think at that time there was nothing really that could. I want to say that you could compare it to.
Yeah, it kind of wasn't,
because the way that it looked was just it looked futuristic.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of started something with this, like when it redropped in 2007.
And I think that along the way after that they got a real bad name.
Yeah, they started getting a bad name, but then they started coming out with the 1LE and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying, the V6 and all that.
Oh, wait, no. Remember the am I saying? No, the LT1. That's the Bowden one, but you're right. The other ones, like that V6, that was like...
They started to be culprits. They started, oh, here they go, They, at one point, they was worse than Hondas at that point.
Damn.
Because, oh, here go this guy. He think he got a fast car. He got a V6 come out. Like, I mean, like, it was just a joke. And I think that's what damaged the legacy of this car. Yeah. That a lot of people, if you didn't know what the 1LT, or if you didn't know what none of that meant, it was trash to you.
Nah, that's 100%. I think this definitely, put a staple in the automobile world when it came back out. I'm not gonna front. It definitely did. It definitely was a part of horsepower wars that everybody was going crazy over.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, son, this was a good legend, B.
Let's go.
Legends of Auto. Real legends never die.
There we go, man. That was our legends.
And another thing, my bad, yo. Another important fact: you couldn't get the SS in nothing but 6-speed neither, though.
Okay.
You couldn't do it.
They
Like,
wouldn't let you get it auto.
Yes, I'm saying you could have got the SRT8 Charger in auto, but you couldn't get this in auto.
In auto. Yeah. That means that they expected more from the driver.
And this guy over here trying to tell me about DCTs and paddle shifting. What's the name we call those, by the way? I forgot. I can't really think of it at this point. What do we call those again? I'm just curious.
What you talking about?
The paddle shift. What do we call those? What's the actual name for them? I'm confused. Maybe you can help me out.
It's a paddle shifters.
I'm just saying, kid. I'm just saying.
I say this, like I said.
Okay.
Things evolve.
Yeah, this guy, son, he's a talker. He knows how to talk.
They do. But my preference will always be manual.
I hear that, man.
My preference would be manual, but like if I have to, I wheel a bus. Like that's just
100%.
always been my MO.
But that's different
Like
though.
I've flown planes.
Okay.
I've drove trains. I've drove cars. I've ride motorcycles. I've you name it. Anything that got wheels, the beer that one could move it.
Now, I hear
but
that,
I
son.
will say, it just widens my view of things when I look at it in a certain way. Like, you know what? Not everything got to be a race car. It's just not what it is.
I beg to differ. So I think everything has to be a race car. Has to be some performance. I told you, man, like, I couldn't do it. I don't know how some people could, but you know, like you said, it's your preference, man, which is okay.
But my preference is, see, remember, what I know versus what my preference is two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a caller. Oh, they hung up. Hello, Rally Radio, who we got in the box? Did they hang up? They hung up. All right. With that being said, man, we are back. You ready for this, kid?
Let's go.
Here we go.
Mods, the newest and freshest. Modifications, parts, and fashion. Only on Rally Radio.
All right, y'all know how we get down, man. You know how we get down, man. We are talking about hot mods. Now, just as we were sitting here talking about it, a ultra rare Nissan GTR 50 is up for sale in Canada. This car is one of just 50 planned production units. Occasionally a super weird concept car, a rare one-off car comes across the auction block that you know you're not going to be able to get your hands on unless you get this one. This one is number 11 of the planned 50. Only 19 thus far has been built. The GTR 50 was the 50th birthday celebration to the GTR nameplate and Ital design, the shop responsible for penning the concept. People became so enamored with the car that Nissan agreed to build a limited run of 50 units. Though it's immediately recognizable as a GTR, the GTR 50 is a sleek coach-built car with more interesting lines and funky optional rear hydraulic wing. This one, to me, is definitely one of the weirder looking GTRs that I had ever seen.
Yeah, or ever thought.
But I remember when they came out with it, it was like a gold.
Yeah, remember
like,
I remember when we first seen it. Yeah,
ridiculous.
I remember
But
that.
I can only imagine
What that paddle shifting's like?
No, I can only imagine what it's gonna go
Taking
for.
shots.
What is, it's going 50 cars. They said the starting price is $1.1 million.
I think they lowballing. That joint probably gonna be like more like 1.6. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be up there.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be up there. Twin turbo 3.8 liter V6. We already know that. But they said this one is boosted up to 710 horsepower.
What?
Boy, 585 foot-pounds of torque.
I'm trying to convince how you feel more comfortable in a quick shifting paddle than let me take my time to figure out if I'm going to throw this gear or not.
Listen,
I don't know.
The updated 6-speed dual clutch gearbox to handle the power. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I know that's right out up this guy's alley.
Yeah.
But
Mods, the newest and freshest. Modifications, parts, and fashion.
I'm trying to figure out, yo,
Rally Radio.
when do they convert the bid in one, son? This is not the same guy I know, man. I know he's about evolving and he's a master will of everything, but I'm a little lost.
Nah.
I'm a little lost.
I'll say this. I drive circles around a lot of people.
I hear that.
I will always drive. But at the end of the day, I believe that you got to, instead of me looking at it like Skywalker, I got to look at it like Yoda. I got to start to sit back and start to really understand why they would do something like this. And I do. I get it, especially after driving it. You start to understand, like, you know what? They probably wanted to make better track times or whatever it was.
Okay.
That's where I believe the basis of this transmission came from. I don't think that it was definitely, we want to make it so that everybody could get behind it, because there was people that had auto stick on their cars and they didn't know. They didn't know they could slide they shifter over and go up and down in the gears. They didn't know.
But they knew they could just jump in and drive it though.
Well, it's auto. It's auto. And at the end of the day, car makers gotta sell cars.
Here we go. Now we talking about numbers.
They do.
He's right.
They do. Why most of the legends are being taken away now?
They just too legendary at this point.
No, they can't sell them. How many manual people we know?
3.
There you go. And out of the manual people we know, how many could really handle 700 horsepower manual? That's a big number, son.
I mean, listen,
710 horsepower manual.
Yeah, I would rather do that than be able to jump behind here and just hit them paddles, son. I'm telling you, there's no way.
So
it's no way, son.
Again, how many manual drivers you know that could jump behind, let's say, a 900 horsepower Supra and wheel it?
3.
I better be one of them, mother.
That's what I'm telling you, man. Let's go. I'm telling you, but what I'm really trying to get at, though, it's a level of respect that comes with the manual game. That's all I'm really trying to get at.
No, it is.
That's all I'm
It
really
is.
trying to get
It is. But that's why when you see somebody with dual clutch, you see somebody with a full manual, you know there's a different line of respect.
Yeah,
you got to
that's
respect
100%.
both of them. Because you got to go like this. Any man that can handle 900 horsepower manual daily is an animal. And trust me, there's guys out there, they drive them. Matter of fact, most of these muscle car eras, they was manual. And they making big mounts of 1,200. Rear slicks, they driving to work. You know what I'm
That's true.
So it's just all a preference. It's not a preference. It's more like a different line of respect for each thing. But that's what I mean, as to sit back as now, you know, somebody that's here to do a show. I'm like this, you know what? I got to look back and say, that's impressive. That's impressive. EV, no.
EV all the way, no.
But with that being said, we're going to set them up for this last part of the show.
It's the Understeer.
What up?
Where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
So now we're going to get into the Understeer. And you know who the Understeer is going to? The Understeer is going to California. Sorry, Jay. We got to hit him. California cop banned stock Hyundai Elantra N from the road for loud exhaust. Now, what's crazy about this is he was driving the stock Hyundai Elantra N, which everybody seems to dig for, but I don't, right? But it looks like the Hyundai N was stock, and he was pulled over for having an exhaust. Now, it was quiet enough to pass inspection easily, but it looks like when the cop ran up on him, he felt that the exhaust was loud. The guy told him that the exhaust was stock. The cop was not trying to hear it, wrote him up with a ticket and told him that he wrote his inspection off. Like, you know what? You can't drive this car until the exhaust has been fixed. So he takes it to get the exhaust looked at, and the person looks at the exhaust and says, this is stock. I can't fix this. And you know what? Now he can't put that Hyundai Elantra N on the road until he fixes the stock exhaust.
That doesn't even make
It's
sense.
the Understeer.
What up?
Where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
Good luck,
Now,
Jay.
Good luck with that.
Factory.
That is ridiculous. Now, it looks like Hyundai's going to have to get involved in order for this guy to drive a car that he purchased that they said was good for the road. It passed inspection. Wow.
I think at that point, though, see, this be the problem, man. These guys just be picking on people, though, son. Like, that's all that is. Like, if I'm telling you if it's stock, and you can simply look at the thing and be like, all right, hold on. It might just be.
So apparently he was driving in N mode, which they say, oh, N mode is only for off track.
Track use.
Get out of here. That's ridiculous. And you know,
Crazy,
and see, that is what I don't like. That is what I don't like. When you do that, that's what I don't like. You like, oh, no, you just can't have it because I said so. But with that being said,
Like
that is our.
It's the Understeer.
What up?
Where we like to ask, what the hell were you thinking?
So with that being said, we've reached the end of the show. Y'all know how we get down here, man. We are here to our exhaust note. Shout out to everybody listening, paying attention. Today we have officially finished our 98th episode. And you know what? I want to shout everybody that's rocking with us, that's been rocking with us thus far, because we are 1 or 2 episodes away from 100. Excuse me, my math is wrong. Two episodes from 100. We started this almost 2 years ago, wanting to have a place for petrol heads and people that like to drive, a place to talk a place to have just to talk about what's going on. And it seemed that it's turned into so much more. It turned into a place where people could vent. It turned into a place where people could listen, they could learn, they could laugh, they could have fun. And we want to continue doing this as long as we can. We got a lot of different things popping off. If you can, subscribe to our YouTube.
Factory.
Gutter Ball Rally. That is our YouTube. Subscribe to it. We appreciate everybody for tuning in, paying attention. And we just want to say that at the end of the day, they may be taking away the autos, but they can't take them away from us, because at the end of the day, we love them. Damn. So we sitting here and we doing shows based off the love alone. So shout to everybody that tunes in, listens, and pay attention. Shout to Sales. Shout to Jay. Shout to SP. Shout to Miller. Shout to Shy Off the Moon. Shout to Clarence. We seen you out there. We see everybody out there. Shout to my wife. Shout to Stacy. She out there listening. And with that being said, after all that's been said,
Factory,
we
are
out. Drop the clutch, hit the gas. Rally Radio, where the fast life meets the fast lane.
Yeah.
You're now tuned into Bars and Hoops Radio. Where the world of hip hop and sports live.
Dropping the clutch and then I hit the gas. Wheels screeching, tires burning, I'm flying past. Gotta get home quick, don't wanna miss the class. They schooling you on whips and how to make them fast. Talking about everything from cars to planes. What's hot, what's next, and how to flip the game. They talk in my language, we speak the same. That whip talk complex, but yet they keep it plain. From the news, the interviews, they keep it cool. They give reviews, everything from parts to tools. Can't lose, come to whips, they not no fools. Don't miss the show, the start time is noon. The bearded one, SI Shawn, they crazy though. You can't miss it, tune in to Rally Radio.
Where the fast life meets the fast lane.